be along with our sideline reports throughout the course of the evening. And a key game taking place here in District 9 3A tonight. De La Salle and St. James, both ranked teams. Cavaliers ranked second in the state, Class 3A. 7-0 overall are the Cavaliers, and of course undefeated in district play. They have really been good to this particular point in the season, as De La Salle's 4-0 in District 9 3A. St. James comes in with a record of 5-2. They are 3-1 in District 9 3A. And Rick, when you talk about the Cavaliers, you talk about the complete package. This is a team that lost a key defensive player before the year started. They've lost two key offensive players during the year in Cage and White, and yet they don't miss a beat. They have been a totally dominant football team on both sides of the line of scrimmage.
Very well prepared, not just with the starters, but the entire football team. When you go see the Cavaliers practice, it's not 11 offensive guys, 11 defensive guys getting reps, everybody else standing around. Everybody else has their role. Everybody else is getting coached, and the excellent coaching staff there knows how to teach the game. So depth is something that is not a luxury. It is a necessity. Injuries are a part of the game because it makes you have depth. It's an integral part of the game that your depth has got to be there and be able to step up and produce just like they're a starter. And Coach Manali and his staff does a great job of preparing not only the starters but also their replacements as well.
Well, it goes without saying that when you are terrific defensively, it's going to be hard to beat you. But when you have an offense to match, look out, and that's what De La Salle has been this year. We saw them first week of the season when we did the game against Lake Erie and Newcheck when they dominated the Leopards in that game. Then they whipped Hancock, Mississippi before they made their statement when they went to Farmerville and took apart a good Union Parish team 62-13. I think that's the game that served notice not just to us but to the state. I go on shows all over the state and people are like, man, tell me about this De La Salle team and who they are and where they've come from. And the answer is, brother, it's been coming. The train's been rolling. It's now really rolling at a fast pace. And if you're not careful, it's going to run over you.
You've seen steady improvement there every year since Ryan Manali took over the program. And they treated that like a playoff game. Put their playoff game plan together, treated the day like it was a school day, just like they would in a playoff game, and went up to North Louisiana because Farmerville's not just in North Louisiana. It's way up in North Louisiana, closer to Arkansas than it is to I-20. And really just a spectacular victory, and well deserved. But that, as you mentioned, as you know, because you talk to so many people all through the state, all during the course of the week, that really let everybody know what we've known for some time, that the Cavaliers are for real.
Under Coach Ryan Manali in his fourth year, who's done a remarkable job with this program since taking over. 26-12 overall. Last year 8-4 and 2-2 in a District 11 3A. They beat Vanderbilt Catholic and lost to St. Charles Catholic in the playoffs. And they've made the playoffs now 4 straight years, including the last 3 under Coach Ryan Manali. So this is a program that's really established itself. There is no question about that. And they're averaging 49.9 points per game and allowing 5.9 points per game. That's a 39-point spread in every game.
That's just remarkable. And as Coach Manali, he's an offensive coach, will testify, the defense helps set that up. Not only shutting out the opposition, but giving the offense short fields. If you're playing the Cavaliers, you better bring your A game in all 3 phases of the game, because the Cavaliers are very solid in all 3 phases of the game. And with 3 shutouts in a row, that is just absolutely remarkable.
No question. On the other sideline, the St. James Wildcats, a program that you know a little bit about. 5-2 overall, 3-1 in District 9 3A under Dwayne Jenkins, who came over from Lutcher, where he was the offensive coordinator. He's in his 3rd year with a record of 19-14, and he's really gotten this program back on track. They reached the 2A quarterfinals in 2013, and of course last year in the quarterfinals as well in 2A, so consecutive years to the round of 8. And I know it brings a smile to your face because you worked a long time at this school to make it an outstanding program. And then they made a terrible decision and went 0-19 for 2 years. And And now you've got a coach there that understands the tradition, understands how to win, and he's done a fine job.
And understands how to coach. That regardless of the circumstance, it's your role to make the players better. That even when things aren't going your way, you get down and coach the kids, and your staff works with them every day to make sure that each person is the best that they could possibly be. And Dwayne has been able to put together a good staff there. And the St. James program is indeed coming back, because it couldn't have been any worse when he took over. But Dwayne is what I call a real football coach, in that he enjoys being with the players, he enjoys being with the kids, and relishes in their improvement. And that's why they've become competitive once again.
They have good wins this year over E.D. White, 28-26, and over Lusher, 14-8. Their losses to West St. John, always good, 12-6, and of course last week to an outstanding Lusher team, 32-0. Teams are getting set to take the field. It's De La Salle and St. James coming up. When we return in just a moment, you'll hear from De La Salle head coach Ryan Manali. You are listening to De La Salle Cavaliers football on WGSO 990 AM, WGSO.com, and through SportsNola.com. Jerseys for St. James, by the way?
I'm going to definitely talk to him. We have to start producing a video or something to distribute throughout the state, Ken, about what you need to do in uniforms, what you need to do with rosters, so that you can actually read them and get the facts that you need to have. So that's going to be a project for this next year, to be able to put that together, because ladies and gentlemen, gold on white, no matter how thick the black border, does not work.
All right, we had a chance to visit with Coach Ryan Manali of De La Salle just a bit earlier. Ken Trahan with De La Salle head coach Ryan Manali. And Ryan, it's gone according to plan so far. It's nice when you reach week 8 and you don't have a loss.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing, and I'm just so proud of my kids and my program and the character that they have and they represent De La Salle with.
Tonight, a quality opponent, quality program for many years at St. James. They've had some injuries to key players, but they're still a formidable opponent.
Oh, no doubt. I'm expecting them to, play with their backs against the walls. They're a very good team, and they're very well coached. I have the utmost respect for Coach Jenkins, and they have some quality talent. So I'm looking forward to it tonight.
Well, you look for a test. That's one of the things you haven't had recently, is your team hasn't been tested, and that's just the way the schedule works out. You can't do anything about that. So that's why it's good to have this opponent before you have to play Lutcher soon.
Oh, no doubt about it. It's a game that we're going to have to make adjustments, and hopefully it's a little chess match, and that's as coaches and players, and I think fans, everybody's looking forward to that.
So many things to point to, but your defense with 3 consecutive shutouts, 4 shutouts on the year. Every coach will point to that before they'll point to offense.
No doubt, including the head coach. It's an offensive guy. Defense wins championships, and I couldn't be prouder of the kids really buying into what we're doing defensively, and the coach is doing a heck of a job over that side of the ball.
Gums, Wheat, Booker, guys have done good jobs despite injuries to Quincy Cage and White, both being hurt much of the year. You've had other guys that have done the job for you.
No, so far, every time we've had a key injury, we had somebody step up. Now, this is our first game that I believe, that we're going to play a competitive game against without having Cage, who's a big part of our offense. So we'll see if the sophomore Gums ready to do it. And so far, he's answered the bell, and other people have stepped up as well.
Best of luck to you this evening.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
That's Coach Ryan Manali of the De La Salle Cavaliers as our national anthem takes place. Salle Cavalier Band with the national anthem. And Cavaliers, of course, in their maroon look tonight, with maroon helmets and the white pants. And St. James, as we detailed, with the familiar striped helmets, the Michigan helmets, of course, with the white jerseys, unfortunately yellow numerals, and yellow gold pants. And we get set for action. I just got to have fun. I got to let you know, man. It's all good. We're good. We're just giving them a bad time, man. We need a new fashion designer for the Wildcats. It's all good.
Let's go to picture day, one of my favorite days of the year.
I hear you. De La Salle won the toss, but they deferred, so they're going to De La Salle won the toss rather and elected to receive. Pardon me. They'll get it first. The third member of our broadcast team roaming the De La Salle sidelines tonight is Randy Pistorius, who joins us now. And Randy, it's good to have you with us. Good evening to you.
Ken, thanks, Ken. Proud of the class of 1994. You know, it's been a renaissance to De La Salle over the past 50 years, thanks to the leadership of the late Mike Gilliard. Leadership's continuing to Dr. Miles. You know, De La Salle's made the playoffs first time in 1997, 03, 04, 2011, 12, 13, 14, and looks to 15 as maybe a 5 seed.
All right, Randy, we're going to get that battery changed for you. But thanks to kickoff was a fair catch call for De La Salle at their own 25-yard line. That's where the Cavaliers will start on offense with their first possession of the game. Julian Gums, the fine quarterback, leads them on the field. The sophomore, he has Eddie Minor, Christian Booker, B.J. Randall. Wide receivers up front, Jalen Haydell, Trent Anderson, Nick Guthrie, Jeremiah James, and Walter Johnson. Miles Ward, Kendall Collins, Rico Wheat will be the running backs. Gums under center, actually in shotgun. Running back slotted next to him on first. And they'll run it right across the formation of the room to the 30, to the 35, out of bounds with an apparent first down up to about the 37-yard line. That was Jameel White. It's great to see White back in action for the Cavaliers. He had been hurt, and he's really a fast player. It gives De La Salle a first down at the 35-yard line, a gain of 10, and they'll go no huddle right away as they're apt to do. So the Cavaliers operating quickly with a 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line. Gums, the snap, and the run inside. It's wide open at the 45. First down, White to the 47. So Jameel White getting it done early on for De La Salle, Rick.
Speed, and more speed. And you also see that the De La Salle offensive line is starting to assert their will on those two runs. An outside run on first down, an inside run on second down. That's one of the keys to the game for De La Salle.
First downs back-to-back for the Cavaliers as a result, as they get it going quickly here on first down. The throw outside is sideways and incomplete. Pass was off the mark, a little bit high, intended for Miles Ward. And it's going to be 2nd and 10, trying to stretch the field and keep them in a bit honest in the process. Julian Gums on the year, 38 of 67, 728 yards, 16 touchdowns. The key, though, only 1 interception.
That was a bubble screen to the left side. They've run a sweep to the right, an inside run, and a bubble screen to the left. They're spreading the ball around.
Twin receivers to either side, open formation, 2nd and 10. Snap it and run it with White. Shook a tackle midfield into St. James territory. To about the 48-yard line goes Jameel White. He picks up 5. It's going to be 3rd down and 5.
Good, tough running inside. Once again, the De La Salle offensive line doing a nice job, but being able to pick his hole and bounce it to the left. Very solid gain on 2nd down.
So 3rd and 5, De La Salle, opening series of the game at the St. James 48-yard line. Again, White, the running back, pistol formation behind Gums, who's in shotgun now. White slots next to him, and they fake it. Gums will run it, stumbles, runs into a defender. He's going to be stopped. Maybe a yard gain, and a good job by St. James by Cameron Groves, who made the play after just a yard gain, and it's 4th and 4.
Inside of the St. James defense really stood up very nicely during that on that.
And De La Salle not hesitating. They're going for it on 4th and 4 at the St. James 47, and doing so in a hurry. Don't let you substitute or make any adjustments. They might try to draw them off sides and not snap it. So far, that's what they've done. But still plenty of time on the play clock as Gums looks to the sideline and gets a call from over there. Let's see. Play clock to 7. Will they run a play? Doesn't look like it. Still looking over there. 3, 2, 1, and they will not. And De La Salle will take a timeout. So they take time out, and we'll send the punt team on, it would appear. With 9:39 to play in the first. Good job by St. James to not jump in that situation.
That's certainly what De La Salle was trying to do at first. Got up to the line of scrimmage quickly to where you could not get any instruction to your defense, but well schooled that time. St. James held their water, so to speak, and didn't give De La Salle a free 5. Right now they've got two groups huddling on the De La Salle sideline. They still have the offense who's huddling out around the number, and the punt team is right behind them as well. So the St. James defense is be prepared for either group and to be able to get on the field and get set up quickly.
So they talk it over on each sideline, and that's a good first series for St. James to get a stop, Rick.
Yes, indeed. That's it looked like De La Salle was going to be able to handle them inside, but on the third down play, the interior of the St. James defensive line held their ground.
So we'll get a punt here for De La Salle. Comes to punt it away, and he just got it off. Angles it right, and it's going to be down inside the 10, it appears, right near the 10. So St. James will go on offense for the first time.
Very effective punt that time. Not only punted it away from the returner and didn't allow a return by kicking it out of bounds, but angled it to where they are inside the 15-yard line. If St. James backed up, and here's where the De La Salle defense is going to hopefully put pressure on the St. James offense.
Which has been so good this year. They're going to mark it to the 13 with 9:29 to play in the first quarter. That's where St. James goes on offense, behind the fine sophomore quarterback, DeMarcus Williams, who stepped in and done a really nice job. He has a single running back next to him, and he's rolling to the right, wants to throw. Looking, comeback route thrown, and that's caught at the 20 and across the 20, and with a first down near the 25-yard line for St. James is Aaron McKinney, their leading receiver. McKinney makes the catch, his 32nd of the year. There is a flag down in the backfield, though.
And that very well may be roughing the passer because it was thrown right where the quarterback was launching the ball.
And it is.
So that'll get you out of a hole. A good running catch, a sprint out pass to get the quarterback away from the rush. And the receivers working back to the ball. Very well schooled there. They weren't just standing around hoping that the ball would get thrown to them. They're working back in the direction of the quarterback to give him an alley.
So all the way up to the 40-yard line, a first down on the play, on the pass, and another first down on the penalty for St. James, all the way out to the 40 now. And DeMarcus Williams will operate there. And now we get another whistle, and this is also going to work against De La Salle, it would appear. So a little bit of a sloppy start for the Cavaliers here. Now what Ryan Manali wants to see, that's going to be 5 yards. That's 2 penalties and 20 yards already on De La Salle.
Yeah, that was encroachment. They jumped offside on the first sound.
1st and 5 at the 45-yard line. Snap it, run it inside. Bowling straight ahead and running with power out near the first down to midfield. Just short, it appears, for St. James. Again, trying to spot the number. I apologize. That's 32. Jonathan Trigg on the carry. So hard to read these numbers, I hate to tell you, but Trigg the carry. And he gets it up to the 49, a gain of 4. It's 2nd and 1. Both teams going no huddle. This could be a fast game.
And both teams.
And here is Williams wanting to throw deep. Jump ball coming in. It's tipped and incomplete. Good coverage for De La Salle on the play by Samaj Lewis, as the pass was intended for Dantes Costley. Costley gets up limping a bit. Comes off. As a result, don't want to see that. St. James has had its share of injuries.
Yeah, both teams will go no huddle and will try to play at a very fast pace. And both teams do a good job of running the football as well. As a good sign on the 1st and 5 play that the St. James offensive line is good for them. Had a nice surge because that is one of their concerns. Can St. James block the De La Salle front?
3rd and 1, and they're going to run a keeper with Williams. He gets just to midfield. It's where he needed to get. I think he's got the first down right on it. Good defense on the play for the Cavaliers by Josh Paul. But it looks like he's got the first down at midfield, a gain of 1. Move the chains.
Very nice job by the De La Salle defensive line there in 3rd and short. A fake internally and then a follow with a pulling guard by the quarterback. But De La Salle had all the avenues choked up, but with only a yard to go, the Wildcats were able to push it across the first down line.
Here's a first down and 10 from midfield for St. James. Williams shotgun the snap, rolling to the left this time. Looking, stopping, throwing, and that is tipped and caught across the 45 and down to the De La Salle 43. That's Tyron Jasmine on the catch. I got a lot of familiar names on this St. James team.
Yes, indeed. There's going to be a lot of them that we've recognized from the many, many years. The Jasmine family, especially, somebody that we're very familiar with. But a sprint out to the left that time. That's how they're attacking the wide side of the field. It's on a hash mark. Get away from the big defensive line of De La Salle and try to get to the perimeter.
2nd and 3 at the 43 of the Cavaliers for St. James. Snap it, rolling right this time is Williams. Looking, he's throwing outside, and that's caught for a first down. Up across the 35 and down about the 32-yard line. With the reception is Kirtland Johnson, I should say. So Kirtland Johnson on the catch and a first down. St. James, and that's a gain of 11.
Once again, a sprint out pass, this time to the right. They're getting 3 receivers out, and in the De La Salle zone, they're able to space things out and find holes in the coverage. And we have a De La Salle player that's got a little hitch in his giddy up as he's
Samaj Lewis. So doesn't look to be anything serious, but will have to come off the field for a play, it would appear. So St. James with a nice drive, 4 first downs on this drive, and they are at the Cavalier 32-yard line with 7:16 to play in the first quarter and no score.
Williams is doing a very good job at quarterback, being able to throw the ball on the move. He extends the play, gives his receivers a chance to find holes once again in the coverage, and they keep coming back to the ball. That time Johnson really skied to make the catch right on the boundary.
1st and 10 from the 32. Williams with Trigg behind him. Now he talks with Trigg. They get it straight. 3 receiver sets to the left. Snap wants to throw out there, bubble screen. That's dropped. Incomplete pass intended for Kirtland Johnson. Hit him in the hands as they tried to set up the blocks, and they're doing everything to the perimeter, Rick.
Absolutely, and you called that exactly right. That was a classic bubble screen to the wide side of the field. De La Salle's having to start bringing their outside rushers, their outside linebackers closer to the line of scrimmage to try to contain the quarterback, and that did leave the bubble open, but the ball was dropped.
2nd and 10 of the 32 for St. James. Again, Williams in shotgun. 2 receivers left and a single right. Snap it. Give it. Nice cut. Shook 1 tackle, but not the second, and a flag comes down late. As this tackle was made after a gain of 1. And again, bear with me with the number, but that's Tyron Jasmine who got the carry, but there was a flag on the play.
And that was thrown right in the middle of the offensive line.
So you know what that is.
There it is, yeah. Pretty good surge by the St. James lineman, but as the Cavaliers were getting off of their block, somebody reached out and grabbed and tried to slow down the pursuit, because the Cavaliers, even though it looked like there was a hole early, got off of blocks and the pursuit was excellent.
Loss of 10 on the penalty, so play it again. 2nd and 20. St. James at the De La Salle 42-yard line. Empty backfield now. 4 receivers left, including a slot, Trigg, and then a single to the right. Williams the snap from the pocket, guns it immediately. That's incomplete. Through the hands of the intended receiver. That was Jahiris James, and he could not hold on.
That time they had 4 receivers to the left. The fullback was right at the wing, and 3 receivers out wide to the left. That left James as a single receiver to the right. Tried to throw a hitch pattern to it, get some of the yardage back, but the ball was a little high. Slipped through his fingers. Key
injuries for St. James. I want to get into that too. It's 3rd and 20 from the 42-yard line for the Wildcats in Cavalier territory, but long 3rd down here. Snap to Williams, rolls left, heavy pressure, steps right, he's going to get hit, just throws it up, and it's incomplete as he went down. Great pressure from the corner applied by Josh Paul for the Cavaliers, and Williams had no chance.
That's what we were seeing on the previous play, that they were bringing the outside people, whether they're linebackers or strong safety type people, they were bringing them up closer to the line of scrimmage to try to get some initial heat on the quarterback. That's why they threw the bubble screen early, even though that was incomplete. But that pressure that time forced the quarterback to reverse his field and throw the ball away.
Punt formation, Aaron McKinney, and Jameel White is going to drop deep for De La Salle. McKinney stands at about his 42, and White stands at about his 10. Each team gets a stop on its first possession. Good pass from center. McKinney gets it away. It's a wobbly spiral. Looks like a good punt inside the 10, and it's going to be down at about the 9. Good punt by McKinney. Pins De La Salle back inside their own 10-yard line with 6:13 to play in the first quarter and no score.
We're seeing some good results from both teams' kicking games, as we've seen that both the De La Salle punt team and now the St. James punt team has pinned the opposition back deep. St. James has been able to flip the field. They took over at their own 13-yard line, and now they have De La Salle backed up inside of their 10. So even though they didn't score, they did flip the field, and now the same pressure that was on the St. James offense to get from the shadow of their own goalpost is now on the De La Salle offense.
So here's De La Salle on first down from its own 9. Going to run it left. And shook one tackle. Good job to get upfield for about 3 against a stout defensive effort was Rico Wheat. So first carry for Rico Wheat on the night, and Wheat able to get up to the 13. He got 4 yards out of virtually nothing there. It's going to be 2nd down and 6 for De La Salle.
Great job by Rico keeping his feet alive. You can see he's got some real quick feet there, make some nice sharp cuts. They got his shoulder pad square to get back up the field.
2nd down and 6. After the gain of 4 for Wheat. Motion right. Going to run Wheat right. Shook one tackle. Puts his shoulder down and bangs hard at the 17-yard line. So Rico Wheat running hard. Gets 4 more. It's going to be 3rd and 2.
Nice job by the De La Salle offensive line maintaining their blocks. There wasn't much there initially, but their second surge got them some yardage. Gives them a manageable 3rd down. Important here for the Cavaliers since they are inside the 20-yard line.
3rd and 2. Cavaliers at their own 17. A conversion down here, and Gums is in shotgun. Tight formation. Twins right, short side. Fake it, keeping Gums. He's going to fight forward across the 20 and get the first down out to about the 21-yard line. So Julian Gums gets the conversion with a gain of 4 and a first down to the 21. While we have this opportunity, we want to send Godspeed recovery to Lowell Narcisse, the brilliant quarterback for St. James who had surgery in the offseason, and to Quintus Stibe, who's not playing tonight. Heart issue, and God bless both. We hope they get well. And St. James certainly misses both. Here's a carry on first down. Good run across the 25, across the 30, and out to about the 35 is Jabil White. What a run as he just got low, ran through tackles, gets 14 and a first down.
He's got some toughness for sure, because there wasn't a whole lot there to begin with, but he doesn't need much of a crease either. He knows what to do with it once he finds the opening, darting up the field.
Cavaliers out of the hole now. 1st and 10, open the formation with twin receivers to either side. White, the running back. Gums fakes, throws outside to Booker, caught. 35-40, 45-50, speed to the 45. He's pushed and out of bounds with a first down. That's Eddie Minor actually on the catch, it looked like. All the way down, or was it Minor? No, that was Booker. It's right the first time. Christian Booker, the Nickel State commit, with a first down as he gets it all the way down to the 33-yard line of St. James, 32 yards.
A run pass option. The quarterback had the option of giving the ball to the running back or throwing the bubble through the bubble.
On first down from the 33, snap it, run it left. Nice cut, and White gets to about the 30. Showing quickness and good cutting ability there. Jabil White gets 3 more. And it's going to be 2nd down and 7.
There is no shortage of speed on this De La Salle offense. You can see the potential of a big play every time somebody gets their hands on the ball. Mr. White certainly has some great feet.
2nd and 7 from the St. James 30. Tight end slots and now reverses motion right. They're going to run behind him. And sneaking through one tackle and fighting forward for a yard, maybe 2 on the play is White to about the 28. That's going to bring up a key 3rd and 5.
That time they moved the tight end from one side and then reversed him to try to show whether it's man or zone coverage behind it. Nobody was moving, so it was zone. But it was an inside run with the tight end leading the ball carrier. White could just kind of hops right back behind the offensive lineman keeps his feet active and finds a crease, gives him a manageable third down.
It's 3rd down and 5 from the 28 of St. James. Gums shotgun. 3 receivers set. The snap. Fakes it. Keeps it. Got hit in the backfield. Got away. Cuts back. And he'll get right near the first down to the 23. Great individual effort by Gums. Looked like it was kind of messed up at the start. But Gums made something out of it with his athletic ability.
Yes,
and he gets the first down.
That was certainly because of the individual excellence of Julian Gums, because there was nothing there early. There was a collision in the backfield, and things got off to a very awkward start because there was very good penetration by the Wildcat front, but the excellence of Gums gets the first down.
To the 23, 1st and 10s for the Cavaliers. Quick snap, and they give inside and fighting down to about the 20-yard line. That's Miles Ward with his first carry of the game. They have so many weapons in that backfield. Ward with 3 to the 20. It's 2nd and 7.
Good surge by the De La Salle, the right side of their line. De La Salle is doing a very good job of spreading the ball around. That's the 3rd different running back that has toted the rock so far. And the offensive line, one of their assignments is to wear down the St. James front.
Rico Wheat in the backfield on 2nd and 7. He gets the call. Nice cut inside of the 15 and down near a first down at the 13. Again, a nice run by Rico Wheat near the first down.
Very quick feet, keeps his feet close to the ground, and they just move so quickly that when he sees an opening, if he has to make a cut, it doesn't take much of an effort. He can really scoop.
And he's got the first down at the 13-yard line of St. James in the red zone. De La Salle. Gums wants to throw outside. It does. It's caught at the 10, outside of the 5, and dragged out of bounds at about the 5-yard line is Miles Ward. Going to mark it at the 4, a gain of 9, and it's 2nd and 1.
They had twin receivers on each side, one stacked behind the other. And they try to find, Mr. Gums tries to find where they're short a person. It was to the left that time.
2nd down and 1 at the 4-yard line. Wide side, right side of the field. Snap it, run it inside of the 2 to the 1, and down there at the 1-yard line with a 1st and goal is Rico Wheat for the Cavaliers. 1st and goal, De La Salle at the 1.
Had a little penetration from the St. James defensive line. Against a lot of backs would have created a problem, but Wheat was able to just slide quickly to his left and then dart right back up the field. They're just outside the goal line.
To the 1-yard line on 1st and goal. De La Salle threatens to take the lead. Ward in the backfield with Gums. He gets the call. He will score. Touchdown, Cavaliers. Miles Ward on a 1-yard run.
And the ball behind the right side of the De La Salle offensive line. Just a straight handoff and a good surge against the goal line defense of St. James by the right side of the Cavaliers offensive line.
Extra point attempt forthcoming. Finn LeBrecht will try it. De La Salle will shift. LeBrecht, the sophomore, has been a good kicker this year. He will do so out of the hold of Raekwon Thomas. Left-footed kicker, LeBrecht. Snap good, spot good. Kick is up, and it is good. Timeout on the field. 59 seconds to play in the first quarter. De La Salle 7, St. James nothing. This is De La Salle Cavaliers football on WGSO 990 AM, WGSO.com, and through SportsNola.com. For De La Salle as they went 14 plays, 91 yards, 5 minutes, 14 seconds off the clock. 1-yard run by Miles Ward puts him in the end zone. Extra point good. It's 7-0 Cavaliers, 59 seconds to play in the first quarter. Pretty impressive, Rick.
Very, very solid. Spreading the ball around, multiple ball carriers, able to attack right, left, and up the middle. That is a very efficient offense by the Cavaliers.
Kickoff is going to be fielded at about the 10. Upfield across the field at a 15. Cut back to the 20 and down there. And that's where St. James will start this possession. Trailing 7-0.
Cavaliers offense has really keeps a lot of pressure on the opposition because of their efficiency in all phases of the game, throwing the ball, catching the ball, and now they've added a run-pass option scheme that they can hand the ball off inside while the quarterback is looking at the short pass coverage. If it's not there, if the coverage isn't there, he just dumps the ball outside. A very complete offense.
St. James had a nice opening possession. It stalled out. Penalties hurt them and drop passes. 1st and 10 from their own 20. Quick throw outside is caught, but in the backfield, hit and driven straight back. Noble Scott handles Dante Costley, and Dante's Costley is down for a loss.
That was a quick pop pass off of play action to the right side. The De La Salle perimeter did an excellent job of avoiding the blocks and throwing the receiver for a loss. Play took a little bit too long to develop, and it's hard to hold those blocks against the outside pressure of De La Salle.
Loss of 2, 2nd and 12 from the 18. With 20 seconds to play in the first quarter. We'll check in with Randy Pistorius at the end of the quarter. Here's a throw outside, caught in the backfield. Another loss coming. No chance on the play for the receiver, Tyron Jasmine, as he's hit for a loss. And St. James throwing the ball sideways and going nowhere.
The De La Salle defense has adjusted to the perimeter play of the Wildcats, and on those two plays especially did a great job on the perimeter.
And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. We'll keep it right here with De La Salle on top of St. James by the score of 7-0. Well, a good opening possession for St. James, but De La Salle's kind of taking over now, Rick.
They've caught on to what the plan is, the plan of attack, and it's mostly on the perimeter, and you're starting to see a much more aggressive outside play than you saw on the first drive, where the Cavaliers outside the tackle area were very soft and trying to read and diagnose what the Wildcats were trying to do. But now they've gotten much more aggressive and going with the initial flow, and it really paid off on those two plays. It's going to be interesting to see here with now the Wildcats backed up with after 2 negative plays. Can they get some type of yardage here to, if not to get the first down, to help with the field position, but to give them a little bit of confidence right now.
We'll check in with Randy after this play, make sure he's changed that battery, and we'll go with him right after this first play of the second quarter. And St. James plays a 3rd and 19 from its own 12 as they've gone backwards. 3rd and 18 to be precise. Need the 30 for a first down. Williams talking it over in the backfield with Tyron Jasmine, who's next to him, takes the snap, rolling to the left. He's under heavy pressure. Gets around one and throws to the sideline, incomplete. Well out of bounds. It falls incomplete, and St. James goes 3 and out, and they're going to have to punt the football as a result. Let's see if we can check in with Randy Pistorius on the De La Salle sideline. Randy, go ahead.
Yeah, Ken, De La Salle's looking real good, 7-0 lead. You know, and then their kickers are in good shape because they're being coached by soccer coach Alan DeRitter, host of Monday Night Football, heard right here on WGSO. So it's a great night for football. So Cavalier alumni, if you're in the area listening to City Park, come on out. There's still time. Randy Pistorius back upstairs.
Okay, Randy, thanks. Alan DeRitter, shameless plug for WGSO there, Monday Night Football. Here's punt situation for St. James. McKinney bobbles the snap, picked it up, got it away. Low kick, but it's going to bounce at the 40 to the 45. Works out pretty well for St. James, but De La Salle will still get it with great field position at the St. James 48 with 11:42 to play in the half. And the Cavaliers on top 7-0.
That time the snap was low and bobbled, but the Cavaliers was setting up a punt return, didn't have anybody assigned to make sure the kicker gets it off on time, so he was able to salvage what could have been a disastrous play. Very often in setting up a punt return, you've got to have one, if not two people assigned to make sure that the punter gets it off on time, or if there's a snafu, you need to be able to take advantage of that. The Wildcats averted a disaster.
on first down. Gonna run it left with speed. Look out. 40, 35, and tackled at about the 32-yard line is Miles Ward. He nearly broke out on that one. And that's another big play for De La Salle and a first down. And they're just starting to find gaps.
And a variety of plays. That was a speed sweep to the short side of the field. Follows on the left hash mark. And he was quick enough to be able to find the seam even though there was a limited amount of space to the left.
To the 31, a gain of 17. Here's a speed sweep to the right with White to the 30. 25 tripped up and has another good gain about the 23. De La Salle on the move, looking really good in the process.
And they're starting to spread out the Wildcat defense. They went all the way to the right. That's the left hash mark. Ran the same play but to the right, to the wide side of the field. And what you're trying to do on that is not only gain yardage, to dislocate the defense and get them having to run sideline to sideline.
Well, White is play. Remember, he was injured, missed some games. He came back recently, but here he is down again on the tackle. He gained 9 on the play. Well, you don't want to see him get hurt. He's been electric already in this game for De La Salle. 55 yards on 7 carries in the game. And White still down, so he gets tended to, and we'll get Randy to check on his injury and get an update from Randy on the injury once we get it diagnosed. He's still on the St. James side of the field, though, with 11-11 to play in the first half and a 7-0 ball game for De La Salle.
You certainly see his potential every time he touches the ball, but that's a theme that you see over and over again from the Cavaliers, that they've got speed, and more speed. In watching, he slid and did get up before he went back down again. So I don't know if that's cramping. Yeah, he's up. Okay.
Yeah, he's walking.
Yeah, I was looking at the replay on the stream and got to see that he slid face first and got up and then grabbed the back of his legs. And so even though it's a cool enough evening, inactivity from being injured leaves you susceptible to things like cramping.
So White will walk across the field, injured on the visitor's side, has to go all the way across, but again, looks to be fine. I suspect we'll see him back. He got 9. It's 2nd and 1. Cavaliers operate at the St. James 22-yard line with 11-11 to play in the first half. And a 7-0 lead for De La Salle. Jordan Clark is the up back. He's a freshman. He slots himself left side for the Cavaliers. Now he motions right, and they're going to run Gums behind him. Shook a tackle at the 30, cuts back, battles to the 25, can't get him down. Finally do so at the 13, gain of 9, first down. De La Salle, nice run by Gums.
Great job by Julian Gums. Led up the field by the fullback, a tight end, and just delayed a second to determine where the hole was going to be, and then gets his shoulders square and can really drive the ball down the field. An excellent run by Julian Gums.
Gain of 8 to the 14. And a first down for Gums. De La Salle threatens again. Here is Gums giving it. Oh, crushed in the backfield for a loss that time. It was Miles Ward. He ran into a brick wall as he was hammered to the turf by Shandon Hickerson Sr. And that time St. James got great penetration.
Great job by Shandon. Avoided the block and then got his shoulders square, met the ball carrier nose to nose in the backfield, but with his face up, made contact with his chest and not with his helmet. So a beautiful form tackle. Excellent play by Shandon Hickerson.
Also one of the 2nd and 11 for De La Salle. Gums the snap, face it, throws the slant, receiver's not looking. Total miscommunication there as he threw it to B.J. Randall, who was trying to block. So incomplete.
That's one of those run-pass option type of plays that the receivers are supposed to look as they go into their blocking assignment. They're supposed to look at the quarterback to see if he pulls the ball. And Gums saw that little inside seam area was opening up and threw it there, but the receiver did not get the memo.
3rd down and 11 from the 15-yard line. Gums in shotgun, taking the snap, wanting to throw, rushes on, got it off short. That's caught at the 10. White bangs hard down to about the 7. So he's short of a first down by 3. And what will Ryan Manali do?
At times, St. James had a free rusher from the left side of the offense. Gums was under intense pressure from his blind side, but was able to dump the ball off before the pass rusher got there and got a positive play out of it. And boy, these De La Salle backs know how to finish a play. They get their shoulders down. They're always driving toward the goal.
They're going for it. No kick here. 4th and 3 at the 7. They have a good kicker in LaBranch, but they'll go for it here. Snap it. Running left, White cuts back, and he gets the first down inside the 5 and down to the 2, and he did it with his quickness as he gets about 5 and a 1st and goal Cavaliers.
He is quick as a hiccup, and right now there is a significant advantage on the perimeter because St. James had numbers out on the edge, but once again, they had the defense scattered, and when he made a cut to the inside off of his left foot, got his shoulder square, got the first down easily.
Mark it at the 3, 1st and goal, a gain of 4. Snap it, run White, bounces off a 1, but he's going to be hit and wrapped up at about the line of scrimmage. So White, this time, nowhere to go. Stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain. 2nd and goal at the 3, forthcoming.
The De La Salle backs know how to run inside. They get their shoulders square once again. They're always driving toward the goal line. It was only because of terrific play from the St. James inside defense that they were able to keep them out of the end zone. But the De La Salle backs really run hard.
Obviously no need for an injury update since White's been back in the game. Obviously well, no problem. 2nd and goal from the 3. Rico Wheat is the running back now. Interchangeable parts for De La Salle. Blitz coming, and they run to the right and get nothing. As this time Rico Wheat stopped for a yard loss of the 4. Defense by St. James.
That's one of the plays that has been effective in getting them down here. The hand sweep, this time going to the right-hand side, but St. James got some penetration. Rico didn't have a chance to get himself started.
3rd down and goal from the 4 for the Cavaliers. Clock down to 7:50 and counting here in the first half.
Wide side of the field to the left. The ball is on the right hash mark. 2 receivers either side. The running back is offset to the left.
From the 4-yard line, snap, fake it. Gums throws the slant and right through the hands of Booker. Boy, that play was there. Just couldn't pull it in. And it's going to be 4th and goal. And we'll see what they elect to do here.
All beautifully set up. Once again, had 2 receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the left. The inside of the 2 receivers ran a flat route, ran to the outside. The outside receiver ran a slant route, and after the run fake, the slant was open. He got in position inside the cornerback, but it went right through his hands.
This time, the kick team will come on, and Finn LaBreche will try what amounts to an extra point, a 21-yard field goal. He does have an angle right, though, near the right hash mark.
21-yard field goal.
Snap is good, spot is good. The kick is up, and it is good. So it's 7:28 to play in the first half. It is now De La Salle 10 and St. James nothing. Nice to have a kicker that you can count on.
Absolutely, and Randy mentioned him. Alan DeRitter is an excellent coach in the kicking aspect of sport, and he's been able to be employed by De La Salle with their place kickers. And it's not just the kicker, but the whole operation. The snap and the set is very, very efficient. That is a great weapon that they'll have going forward in their classification and in their division as they get into the playoffs. Kudos to Allen, but the operation is really beautiful to watch. Something that they did there, Ken, they went unbalanced to the left so that they were able to move the ball a little bit off the hash mark because the ball was dead on the right hash. They were able to move it a yard inside the hash. Takes a little bit of the angle off of it because you get an extra player to that side. So not only great execution, but beautiful strategy put into play to try to take some of the angle off the game.
10-0, De La Salle on top. And LaBreche will kick it off, and another good drive for De La Salle. 11 plays and 44 yards. And it took 4:15 off the clock, and Finn LaBreche finished it with a 21-yard field goal to make it a 10-0 lead for the Cavaliers. Here's the kickoff by LaBreche, sailing deep. It's going to be fielded at the 6, upfield to the 10, 15, running right to the 20 and maybe the 21 or 2. And that's where the stop is made. On the return for St. James was Dantes Sterling. And De La Salle will start from its, or rather St. James will start from its own 21-yard line with 7:21 to play in the first half, and a 10-0 lead for De La Salle.
And if St. James wants to stay in this football game, they've got to make something happen with this drive. They can't afford to go 3 and out and give the Cavaliers a lot of time to expand on this lead. So it's critical for the Wildcats to do something if they want to stay in this game.
Treg, the running back. Williams shotgun, 4 receivers set, 3 to the left. Snap it, he wants to throw, and he does to the outside. Dangerous, but caught at the 25 to the 28 and up near the 29. On the catch and run is Kirtland Johnson. That was a dangerous throw, but Williams got it there.
That had INT written all over it because the corner had squatted. The outside receiver ran deep. The inside receiver ran an out route right into the squatted corner. It looked like it was going to the corner, but he did a great job of cutting in front of the defensive back to secure the catch and then turning it back up the field.
2nd and 1 at the 30 on the gain of 9. Marcus Williams, shotgun. He has been throughout. Run it inside, and he's not going to get there. No gain as that time the Cavaliers ate up the run of Treg. And the first man there was Jamiron James, the sophomore, who's had a terrific year for De La Salle.
Cavalier defensive line really starting to assert their will internally. There was absolutely nothing there. We saw some surges early in the game by the Wildcat offensive line, but De La Salle is starting to wear on the St. James offensive line.
And James, 7 tackles for loss, 7 sacks on the year. He's been really good for De La Salle. 3rd and 1 at the 30. Trip set right, quick snap. Keeper Williams, he's hit in the backfield and dropped. He looks to be just short. It's going to be close, but I think he's just short of the first down, and that would make a big decision for Dwayne Jenkins. It's going to be 4th down, a half a yard or less than that. And the way they're struggling to move it, I don't know if they can make a first down here. That's a no-gain play. 4th down and less than a yard. Tough decision, Rick. I can understand him doing either one here.
Absolutely, because with 5:49, you don't want to give
and he can request a measurement as well.
Yes, and they've certainly signaled for that to happen. It's that close. In high school, they don't have to grant that request, but this one makes a lot of sense. Even though some of the games we've seen that they would do everything they could not to measure.
Right. Stretch it out, and this is going to be not even a half a yard, probably about 2 feet. So that makes it all the more enticing. But again, this is a team that doesn't line up under center. So that's what really troubles you about possibly going for it here. If you have the quarterback under center, the sneak it makes sense. But they're going to go for it anyway. And I agree with the decision. Look, they're playing a team that's better than they are.
That's right.
And they're going to have to go for it.
And here's where you could challenge your team that if they can't make this, they don't deserve to win. Put it on the offensive line. But spread teams do sometimes have trouble with this type of short yardage play.
4th down and about 2 feet, and in shotgun is Williams, and he has Jasmine next to him. De La Salle pinching 6 men in the line of scrimmage, and they jump. Wow. That will give St. James a first down, and just a little bit too anxious of the Cavaliers.
That's an easy way to do it. My goodness, that's very surprising because the Cavaliers have played a very disciplined defense. You can tell that their patterns and angles of pursuit are very disciplined, but that's the second time they jumped offside, and that had to be in the back of their mind that could have been a strategy. 1st and
10 now at the 36 on the first down by penalty. Williams the snap. He's going to keep it inside. He's hit and dropped immediately. Fumbles! And Daquan Edwards has it. And he returns it. Did they blow this dead? Wow, I didn't think that was dead. But it looks like they might have. And that's a big break for St. James because I thought that might have been a fumble, Rick. And you can watch the replay and tell us what you think.
Yeah, it certainly looked like one that he hadn't got down yet. As they're getting ready to get to the replay.
No, that's a big break for St. James, perhaps. It's a loss of 1. It's 2nd down and 11 at the 35. You can check that out and let us know what you see via sportsnola.com. Trips at left, snap it. Wants to throw under pressure, throws into traffic, batted down incomplete. And it's 3rd and 11.
Yeah, very, very good zone coverage that time. Yeah, he was still standing up on the
I just don't
before.
understand that call, yeah. I mean, that was pretty obvious to me. There is a flag down, and it's just a get-back warning to the sideline. Sideline warning on St. James. Thank you. Got that out of the way. 3rd and 11 from the 35. I mean, I get it.
Yeah, you try to remind people that they've got to be behind the restraining line, but just get that point of order out of the way, I guess.
3rd down and 11. Wildcats at their own 35. Whistles blowing all over the place. Down marker says 2. It should be 3. There you go. They fixed it.
Absolutely. Because it would have been on the potential fumble play, would have been a very, very quick whistle.
3rd and 11, snap it. Blitz is on. Williams trying to roll away from it under heavy pressure. He's sacked way back at the 23-yard line. Tremendous pressure. You're not going to get away from the brilliant athlete, Danquan Edwards, the junior. First sack of the game for the Cavaliers.
Came flying around the edge, and you described it so well that when he gets ahead of steam, you're not going to outrun him, especially running to the left while you're still trying to unload the football down the field. But just tremendous pressure from the left side of the De La Salle defensive line. Quarterback couldn't get away from him.
Loss of 12. McKinney will punt. Twin receivers are deep for De La Salle. They are White and Earl Vincent. De La Salle getting a player on. McKinney gets his pass from center. Gets the punt away, and he just kicks it over everybody's head. I'm not sure what De La Salle was doing there. Ball bounces inside the 40. They were so shallow, there was no way anybody could get near that punt. It works out well for St. James. Down to about the Cavalier 37. It's obvious that De La Salle had no desire to return that kick.
Yeah, because, gosh, they were just playing like two safeties rather than 2 returners. But
and the whole idea of 2 guys back there is to make sure the ball doesn't hit the ground, right?
The ball in the air.
Right.
You have some protection from your buddy back there, and it was a very nice punt, but it's not like he showed in the previous 2 punts that he could only kick it 20 yards.
Right.
They were only about 20 yards deep, and they had an excellent chance to return that, but chose not to.
Cavaliers at their own 37. Quick snap, first down, play fake. Gums, he wants to go deep. He has a man down there, but it's overthrown, intended for Eddie Miner, who had his man beat down at about the 20-yard line.
Beautiful play fake, taking advantage of the speed sweep that they've run several times in the last 2 series. Good hard ride from left to right, and then had the Eddie Miner, the wide receiver, running a post into the area that the safety vacated to support the run. Chance for a big play there by the boards. 2nd
and 10, Cavaliers at their own 37. 3:47 to play in the half. De La Salle up 10-0. Snap it. Gums wants to throw outside, and the catch is made to Booker up to about the 4. So Christian Booker gets about 8.
Very nice job of running the hitch to the left-hand side.
He actually gets 11 and a first down to the 48.
They had rotated the secondary to the wide side of the field, which was to De La Salle's right, and took advantage by running a hitch into the boundary to pick up the necessary yardage.
It is 11 yards and a first down for Booker on his 2nd catch of the game. And now a hit in the backfield and driven straight back for a loss. His Gums, as he didn't have anything to do there.
There was a little bit of dribble involved there, too. The mesh with the handoff, or the fake of the handoff, was not very well done that time. And the ball hit the turf, bounced right back up to him, but he gave the penetrating defensive lineman a chance to get to Gums.
It's a loss of 4 at 2nd and 14 as a result from the 44-yard line. Under 3 minutes to play in the half. Here's the throw outside. That's caught to the 45, but short yardage White to the short side of the field, gets to about the 47-yard line. Not a lot of room to operate there, and a gain of about 3.
The ball is on the left hash, and there's only 17 2/3 yards from the hash mark to the boundary in high school football, and they tried to take the number 2 receiver to run a bubble-type screen where he bubbles back. In fact, he hopped back since he was into the boundary, didn't have much room to work to the outside, but was really constricted into the short side of the field.
So to the 47, where it's 3rd down and 11 for the Cavaliers. Gums the snap, has time to throw, steps up, throws down the middle, and it is bobbled by Booker and incomplete. Wow.
Two receivers in the same area, both of them open, but it's like the ball went right between them. And,
sure.
Got a piece of each one of them.
Correct.
But had receivers open right in the middle of the field.
And De La Salle's going to have to punt the football. So a big stop for St. James to stay right squarely in this game.
Two big opportunities there for plays in the Cavalier passing game that they were not able to make connections.
Gums to punt, and Aaron McKinney is deep for St. James. And the punt is away. Very high toward the left sideline. And it will go out of bounds over there. And let's see where they end up marking it. St. James will have it with 2:24 to play in the first half. Official still walking up.
He's still
imaginary
marching.
Spot. And he finally marks it at the St. James 34.
Yeah, the way that the officials do that is that the referee, the white hat, goes right to the spot where the punter hits the ball, and then he dictates the angle that the ball went, and then the deep official starts walking up the sideline till he intersects the spot where the referee is pointing to. The officials actually don't look to see where the ball crosses across the sideline. They just communicate with each other.
19-yard punt to the 34. St. James will start there with 3 to the right on 1st and 10. They're going to run it inside in short yardage. The ball came out and De La Salle has it. They do indeed. Fumble recovered for De La Salle at about the 32-yard line. So the fumble was by 15, Dantes Sterling. And the recovery for De La Salle at the 31-yard line. And we'll see if we can pick that up again. Who got it? At the 31-yard line. First turnover of the game, and the Cavaliers are back in big business here.
That'll certainly put a hitch in your plans. With just under 2.5 minutes to go, you have a chance to do something before the half, but a fumble stop.
And here's a big run left and a first down coming. It appears Rico Wheat to the 21. Picks up 10 yards for the Cavaliers. And it is indeed Wheat with 10 yards and a first down of the 21.
And Dylan Williams was the fumble recoverer.
Right.
On the play before.
So give credit to Dylan Williams. On first down from the 21. Running inside left, shook a tackle. And across the 20 and down about the 17 is Rico Wheat. But hard to get him down as Wheat fights forward across the 15 and down about the 13. And him wrapped up at the 17 and couldn't get him on the ground.
De La Salle pulling some linemen, coming up with a little bit different blocking scheme than they've used earlier in the game. Pulling two linemen to lead the ball carrier to the left, and good hard running by Wheat.
2nd and 2 from the 13. And they're going to run it right this time and hit the backfield and drop for a loss as Wheat, as he loses about 3 on the play. And a good job for St. James by Braylon Domino to make the stop.
They have stiffened inside. So far in the last 2 series, the Cavaliers have had some opportunity in the passing game. The Wildcats are doing much better in their run defense, getting some penetration.
So back at the 16-yard line, it's 3rd down and 6 for De La Salle. St. James blitzing. Gums keeps running left. He has room. He fights forward close to the first down. He might be about a half a yard short. It's going to be close here, but they're going to go for it if they're short. So it's going to be 4th and less than a yard, it would appear, on the gain of 5 by Gums to the 11. De La Salle, no hesitation, no go for it. And the clock is down to 33 and counting. Keep an eye on that. 4th down, less than a yard, 30 seconds left, 29, 28. De La Salle's got to hurry, and they're taking their time. They should call timeout here, and they're not doing it. And the clock's down to 20, and they're still taking their time. They have got to call timeout. I mean, this clock is down to 15. They're just letting it run down. So they might let it run down and kick a field goal, the way this is looking.
That's certainly, it's certainly what it looked like.
Well, I mean, it seems to me that, I guess if you decided to kick, because now you've left yourself with 7 seconds and basically 1 play, maybe 2. When you could have called timeout, you had 2 left.
Exactly. And the momentum, really, you had a chance to kind of put your foot on their throat at that particular point. The momentum of the game is on your side. You just got to turn over. The defense is discouraged. You made a first down. And then with 4th and 1, you had an opportunity there to really take control of the football game. Because if St. James is able to hold De La Salle to a field goal, they're going to feel good about themselves going into halftime.
Or if De La Salle goes for it and does not make it in this situation, if they get out of this half only down 10, that's a tremendous accomplishment, and they're in the game.
Absolutely, and that's what St. James had to hope for, was to keep hanging, and get be in there in the 4th quarter.
So now it's 4th down, less than a yard, and it looks like LaBreche has come on. So clearly they were.
It was 7
running
seconds
it down.
ago. You only really had one choice to make there. You didn't give yourself any alternative.
So this will be a 28-yard attempt by Finn LaBreche for De La Salle. Out of the hold of Raekwon Thomas. He has it up, and he has knocked it through. So with 2 seconds left in the first half, it's De La Salle 13 and St. James nothing.
Once again, very good operation. The snap, set, and kick are all right on time there. Beautiful operation for the left-footed kicker, and they've let the clock run out.
And that's our half. Let's see if we can get Ryan Manali with Randy Pistorius. Randy, whenever you're ready with Coach Manali, you can take it away. We'll wait for Coach to get with Randy, and then we'll see if we can get him here. His clock expired there. I'm not sure how the clock ran off, but it did.
Yeah.
I mean, it was 2 seconds left. How'd that happen?
The mysterious 2 seconds.
All right, let's go down to Randy Pistorius with Ryan Manali. Randy, go right ahead.
Yeah, guys, De La Salle has a 13-0 lead at halftime. I'm here with De La Salle head coach Ryan Manali. Coach, you're going with 13 lead at half on a very talented St. James team. Talk about the first half and talk about the keys to preserve this victory apparent.
Yeah, no, they're a well-coached team. They're giving us a couple different looks. I'm very happy to be up 13-0, but we got a lot of things to correct. I think we got motivated and hyped to play a quality opponent, and I think it's really affecting us. I don't think it's anything to do with St. James right now. It's all about De La Salle and De La Salle execution. I think in all 3 phases of the game, we're a little sloppy right now and uncharacteristic, plus a little undisciplined play.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, Randy, good job. Thanks, and I agree with him. I think it is all about De La Salle right now, more so than the opposition. St. James has played gamely. They had a nice opening drive. Since then, they've really struggled on offense, but their defense, I think, has hung tough, Rick.
I think you've explained it exactly right, described it the way that it is, that De La Salle is the superior force right now, but St. James has been scrappy and accentuated the mistakes that De La Salle has made. And De La Salle hasn't been able to finish drives twice, getting stopped at or inside the 10-yard line. So St. James is hanging on, which is what you have to do if you're the underdog. You hang on as long as you possibly can, try to get in the 4th quarter with an opportunity, and then the pressure shifts to the other team. So it's going to be an interesting second half to see how these 2 teams can develop, because I believe St. James gets the football to start the second half. They've got to do something if they want to have a chance. They've got to do something offensively, because right now the pressure is exclusively on the Wildcat defense.
More. Anything that surprises you here in the first half, or is it pretty much status quo, what you expected?
I'm surprised that the De La Salle offensive line has not really controlled the St. James defensive line. I thought it was going to be a battle between the lines on both sides. De La Salle's defensive line has been far superior and was far superior coming into the game with the St. James offensive line. But I thought that the De La Salle offensive line would take greater control of the game in the first half than they have. Now, they may be wearing down St. James, and we'll see in the second half if fatigue becomes a factor. But De La Salle has done a very good job with mixing up their plays, the outside plays to both sides, inside plays, counter type plays, or misdirection type plays. So they've got a good blend in their running game. Passing game wise, they had 2 opportunities down the field that you just have to hit when people are wide open. When you can run the ball as effectively as De La Salle does, you're going to get potential shots down the field, and you've got to be able to hit those. So I'm looking for, in the second half, can the De La Salle offensive line continue the pressure on the St. James defensive line and wear them down?
No question that the defense of De La Salle has been the dominant force thus far, and the Cavaliers carry a 13-0 lead over St. James to halftime. We'll take the timeout here. We'll return with our halftime show in just a moment. You are listening to De La Salle Cavaliers football on WGSO 990 AM, WGSO.com, and at SportsNola.com. St. James by the score of 13-0. And, of course, it's a busy week of prep football here on WGSO and talking prep football because tomorrow night we'll have Ken Trahan's original prep football report, 21st year, week 8, at 6:05, running all the way through midnight with 6 hours of coverage. The best coverage in Louisiana in conjunction with SportsNova.com. The countdown to the original show begins at 6:05 at Randazzo's Family Restaurant, 4462 Wabash Street in Metairie. That's at Woodlawn, corner of the I-10 service road just off of Clearview, and I just had lunch there today with my wife. And Robert Norman's ready for De La Salle Cavalier night tomorrow night. The Cavaliers will be in the house with Ryan Manali and a host of Cavalier fans. So this is a call out to all De La Salle fans. You need to be at Randazzo's Family Restaurant tomorrow night, I-10 service road at Woodlawn, just off of Clearview. Be there. Great food, great company, and statewide publicity for the outstanding De La Salle football program. Coach Ryan Manali will join Ro Brown and Rick Gailey for the countdown show beginning at 6:05. Then at 7, I'll check in with the original. Ed Daniels will check in, talk to Coach Manali as well. And then we'll follow that up with live reports from the top games around the state in all sectors. We'll interview some winning coaches, and, of course, we'll have analysis from around the state as well. That's the original. It's De La Salle Cavalier night tomorrow night at Randazzo's Family Restaurant. Again, that's 4462 Wabash Street. But to put it in perspective, I-10 service road at the corner of Woodlawn, just off of Clearview Parkway. Cavalier fans, you need to be there or be square. We hope to see you tomorrow night. Then Saturday, Rick and I will be ready to roll with the 3 Tailgaters show. Ed Daniels will join us, Rick and I, on location at Haas-Memphis Stadium, as we'll have the 3 Tailgaters show from 10 to noon here on WGSO. Talking Saints, LSU, Tulane, Pelicans, Prep, you name it, we'll do it. And then, of course, coming up at 1:45 pregame show, play-by-play at 2, an intriguing 9-5A matchup between the Jesuit Blue Jays, the defending Division I state champs, against the Archbishop Shaw Eagles, who have won 2 straight and scored 42 in consecutive games. That's from Haas Memphis at 2. Rick and I and Jeff Wooten will have the call. Well, it'd be great to have Jeff back, and Godspeed to his wife recovering from surgery. And it's great to talk to Jeff and know that he's coming back, and he appreciates the prayers, and looking forward to being out there to join us for that game. And then 6:45 pregame show, 7 o'clock play-by-play. Rick and Easton Roth and Mike Cardella will join us as Archbishop Rummel battles Brother Martin at Joe Yenny Stadium, and what should be a blockbuster game. And the lead in District 9-5A certainly on the line in that contest. The high-powered offense of the Crusaders and the outstanding defense of the Raiders. It's the ultimate matchup, the great offense against the great defense. Look forward to that. That's all coming up this weekend. It should be awesome, and we look forward to that coming up this weekend. Told you earlier that Episcopal beat Lake Area New Tech 35-28. We'll pass along some other scores to you, courtesy of Big E-Man, Michael Monica taking care of business for us. Madison Prep leads Dunham 21-0 at the half. How good are they?
Wow.
Also in the second quarter, Landry Walker 14, Helen Cox 3. At the half, boy, this is impressive. Franklinton 21, Lakeshore nothing. Lakeshore is a good team, and Franklinton's real good. At the half, Westlake leading South Beauregard. That's a surprise. 14-6 at the half. Second quarter score, Bird is rolling over Green Oaks 28-0. At the half, Higgins and Bonneville are tied 14-14. And as mentioned, Episcopal, Baton Rouge defeated Lake Area New Tech 35-28. How about those scores? Anything there for you, man? It's of interest?
Well, the Dunham score is surprising to me, because Dunham is an excellent football team, but they're getting taken apart right now. And Westlake has had some struggles the last couple of years trying to find their footing again, but them with the lead by 6 over South Beauregard is also of note. Franklinton's coming into their own at the right time, and I think Bird, after that hiccup 2 weeks ago, is really starting to gain some traction again. So great football throughout the state, and that's what's just incredible every weekend. The level of football that's being played throughout the state right now, it's just tremendous. The skill and the effort that the players are putting forth, and the quality of football in the state of Louisiana from one corner to the other has never been better. So if you're not if you're not in the stadium right now listening to us, make sure you get to some games this weekend. Keep track of all the scores on the original and listen to us on the weekend. But gosh, to be able to see these high school games is just such a pleasure. The quality of play has never been better.
No, it really hasn't. And I mean, when you think about what is going on around the state, the thing that, unfortunately gets your attention on the public school side, it's thrilling because you're playing for the seeds right now. On the private school side, you are, but to a far less degree. I mean, that's simply the way it is.
Exactly, and when you look at the competition going on right now, even the Higgins-Bonneville game, 2 teams that aren't going anywhere, but I'll guarantee you, as we witnessed a couple of weeks ago when we saw Higgins and East Jefferson, the competition, the way the kids are playing and competing, the caliber of play, even with teams that are struggling right now, is outstanding, and those kids deserve your support. So you're exactly right. When you're looking at Division I, you want to get one of the top 6 seeds where you've got to bye the first week, but you know that you're going to be playing in the playoffs, and that there's a couple other divisions that are like that. But then you look at Division II, which is a combination of 3A and 4A, and you're looking at Division III especially. You're looking at some powerhouse teams in those particular divisions, and they'll be getting at it very soon. So seedings have something to do in those, especially because the higher the seed, the lower the opponent that you're playing early on, and you should be gaining an advantage as you go forward. So it's not so much in Division I, but Division II and Division III especially, seeds get to be very important. And in the classifications, being able to make the playoffs is significant. And the difference in seeding can make a difference going forward as far as how far you can make it into the playoffs and your path to get to the Superdome.
No doubt. And St. James back on the field as they'll get set to get loose for the start of the second half. And, of course, we'll remind you to check out our game analysis at sportsnola.com when this one's over with. And we'll have a story for you as we'll keep you posted on scores throughout the rest of the evening here. Here at this game, it's 13-0 De La Salle over St. James at the half. We owe you another timeout. We'll take that here. We'll return with more of our halftime show in just a moment. You are listening to De La Salle Cavaliers football on WGSO 990 AM, WGSO.com, and through SportsNola.com. To nothing, along with the coach Rick Gailey and Randy Pistorius. I'm Ken Trahan. It's Darrell Ashley in the studio as we march on through this one as both teams are back on the field getting loose for the start of the second half. You mentioned St. James will get it first to start the second half, and obviously it's important for them to try to get something accomplished. They had something going on the opening possession of the game, made 4 first downs, and then had a couple of drops and a couple of penalties that stopped the drive. What's happened since then?
Well, De La Salle has made an adjustment, and so far St. James doesn't have an answer to it. That they're bringing more pressure off the edges because in that opening drive, the quarterback sprinting out away from the pressure inside and being able to run sprint-out passes, especially the wide side of the field. But outside the pocket was highly, highly effective. But De La Salle started tightening down on the receivers, playing less zone, bringing more pressure off the edges, making the quarterback pull up to where the pursuit could catch up with them. So a good adjustment by De La Salle, and now it's going to be incumbent on St. James to adapt to that because it's an ebb and flow, back and forth. One team gives a reaction, the other team gives a reaction, and then they adjust, and then the other team's got to adjust back with them. So that just goes back and forth, back and forth. St. James has got to have an answer to the pressure off the edges of the De La Salle defense.
Well, as you look at some of the numbers in the first half, De La Salle has rushed for 134 yards, and they passed for 63, so they're at 197 total here in the first half. St. James has negative yards rushing in the game, minus 11 yards rushing. They passed for 31, so they have just 20 yards total in the first half. An indication of how good this De La Salle defense has been, not just tonight, but really throughout the entire season.
They are very, very solid when you look at the balance of the front with the linebackers and the secondary and their ability to adjust and play with speed. They've got a great combination there defensively. Now you're looking at the last 3 games have pitched the shutouts of 3.5 games so far. They've done nothing but pitch a shutout, and as you mentioned, holding them I think to 20 yards in the first half. That is just incredible defense, and you could see it. I mean, they're well schooled in what they're doing. They're very physical internally, and they've got great speed on the perimeter. And the adjustment that they've made is one that must be answered if St. James is going to have an opportunity.
Well, we'll see if the Wildcats can find a way to move the ball here. They are challenged to do so. Julian Gums, 5 of 10, 63 yards passing. He's 6 carries for 19 yards. The leading rusher for De La Salle is Jabeel White. He's got 10 carries for 64 yards. DeMarcus Williams is 6 of 12 for 31 yards for St. James. Kirtland Johnson, 2 catches for 20 yards, but that's pretty much been the extent of their offense, right?
And De La Salle's got to be able to finish drives, and St. James has got to prove that they can be a threat into something besides the quarterback sprinting on the perimeter. So this opening drive of the second half is going to tell the tale whether St. James can hang in there and make a game of it into the fourth quarter. So the adjustments coming out of the locker room is going to have a great deal to do with the eventual outcome of this game.
St. James will get it first as we're just about set to go to start the second half of this one. Finn LeBreche will tee it up to kick it off, and in the deep position for St. James is Kirtland Johnson. He has twins flanking him to either side, though, and the ball's typically gone to one side of these kickoffs to this point in time.
De La Salle does something a little different. They just from the center, but they're going to kick it to the right side here.
It's a pooch kick, very short, fielded to the 24, running across the field. Look out, 30, cut up to the 35. Good return by McKinney out to about the 38 or 9 yard line.
Very nicely executed, because what De La Salle, as I mentioned, they offset to the right. They have 6 people getting coverage people to the right of the kicker, only 4 to the left, and they try to pin you in between the hash mark and the numbers to the side where they've got 6. St. James was able to hold off the rush enough to get to the short side numbers wise, and now they're all the way on the right hash mark starting the third quarter.
From the 39 yard line, good field position for St. James. DeMarcus Williams, the snap, throws it outside. It's caught in traffic at the 43, a gain of 4. Oh my, you talk about a dangerous throw. Somehow it got through to Kirtland Johnson. Josh Paul was right there for De La Salle.
Right in the throwing lane. Once again, that had INT written all over it. How the ball got past the defender to get the receiver was completely beyond my comprehension. That had interception written all over it.
Give him 5 yards to the 44, and it's 2nd 5. Johnson going to throw it outside right, and that's incomplete. Just ahead of the stick, so not a lateral. Pass was intended for Costly, but it was a little bit off the mark.
Different way of trying to attack the perimeter, this time with a very strong run action from left to right, while the inside receiver went behind 2 blockers, trying in a bubble type move, trying to get the ball to him outside, but overthrew him. And so now it leaves a huge 3rd and 5.
From the 44 yard line with 3 receivers right and a single to the left. DeMarcus Williams takes the snap. He steps up, throws down the middle, and it's tipped and incomplete. Threw it behind the receiver, who actually had a little space. That was Costly, but the throw was a little bit behind him, and a missed opportunity for St. James.
Had an opening there, but the quarterback was throwing off of his back foot and let the ball sail high. Williams felt a little pressure and ended up throwing off his back foot.
And he's done a nice job. But how much do they miss Lowell Narcisse, and how good is he?
Oh, he's a huge factor. When you're playing this type of attack with a spread offense, you need a first-class trigger man, and that's what Lowell Narcisse has been for 2 years.
McKinney to punt, no rush, and the kick is away. And again, they not going to field it. This is their decision. They're just going to let the ball roll. Flag is down. If it counts, St. James is down at the 11-yard line, but probably against St. James.
Yes, the entire front was shifting out. It was a highly unusual move, so that both sides from the center were shifting and moving when the ball was snapped. So that'll come back for illegal shift.
Which kind of gave you the look of a fake.
Right.
And De La Salle certainly played it that way. Although their twin safeties are not deep at all. They're just letting the ball go beyond them.
And
that's a strategy. It's clear to me that they just feel like they're better, so they're not going to try to make a mistake by fielding the ball. That has to be the thought process.
That absolutely has to be it, because even if you don't want to risk a return, you want to be able to catch it, especially as firm as the turf is here at Gormley. You're going to get a roll forward almost 100% of the time, and here it is once again, only 25 yards deep.
Yeah, and this is the hardest of the artificial surfaces that we've seen. And again, the punt's going to go beyond everybody. Same thing. 30, 25, 20, and I'd have let it roll a little bit more, but he downs it while it was still alive at about the 17. Still a good punt. De La Salle will start from its 17 with 10:43 to play in the third after getting a 3-and-out. Cavaliers will get possession for the first time in the second half, leading 13-0.
And we're taught typically in punt return game that you never let the ball hit the ground, and here they're going to let the ball land intentionally. But if you're fearful of not being able to field the ball cleanly, then you're willing to take yourself in this type of.
And now the other running back who's led them in rushing this year is in the backfield for De La Salle, Kendall Collins. He lines up next to Gums on first down, and he gets the call. Running left, Collins to the corner, shook one, and gets it across the 25 and out to about the 27-yard line near the first down. Well, Kendall Collins has had quite a year, but that's the first carry he's had. He came in with 648 yards. Their leading rusher with 5 touchdowns.
They just come at you in waves, one right after the other. One thing that they all have in common, they have quick feet and they are fast.
10 yards and a first down to the 27 for Collins. And now the keeper by Gums, it's open. 30, 35, 40-foot race. He's in midfield. He's in the 40. He's in the 30. Gums with speed to the 20, 15, 10, and tackled at about the 5. First and goal, De La Salle, all the way to the 5-yard line. Great individual effort by Gums and a great effort on the back end for St. James to save a touchdown by Tyreek Stewart.
Outstanding job by Gums as he rides the running back from left to right in a sweep-looking type of play. In fact, he may even have a read on that. If he sees an opening, he can disconnect and then attack straight up the field. That's exactly what Gums did.
68 yards and a first and goal at the 5, and Collins is dropped for a loss of about 2.
This is the area of the field that the De La Salle offensive line has just not been able to block the St. James front, and that's highly surprising because the De La Salle offensive line has some ability to knock people off the football, but St. James has been able to stiffen, especially inside the 10-yard line.
Second and goal from the 7 on the loss of 2.
Much tighter formation. In fact, we have an unbalanced line to the right.
Wide side, the right side of the field, in fact, where it's unbalanced, and they're going to fake it left and run right with Gums. He got a good block at the point of attack, cuts in, and he will score. For Julian Gums, well-blocked play, and De La Salle increases to 19-0. Great block by Walter Johnson, the sophomore.
See, very well planned play. They bring a tackle over so that you have a guard, tackle, and an end to the right side. With 2 wide receivers to the right, you only have 2 players to the left side of the formation. A fake to the short side, a keep by Gums behind the unbalanced line, and there was just too big a surge there for the Wildcats to stop. He was able to get in the end zone fairly easily.
Extra point by LeBrecht coming. Snap is good, spot is good, the kick is up, and it is good. So with 9:06 to play in the third, De La Salle 20 and St. James nothing.
That's exactly the start to the second half that the Cavaliers had hoped for. The Wildcats, on the other hand, had hoped to be able to move the ball some offensively, keep the ball for a little while, establish something. But the big run by Gums turned everything around. after the sweep play for a first down. On first down, the fake of the sweep, and then him keeping the ball right up the middle of the defense really set the Cavaliers up. Gums has taken over with his fakes and then keeping the ball on the two big plays of this second half.
Gums with the score, and he's now got 94 yards rushing and a touchdown, and De La Salle's up 20-0 with 9:06 to play in the third quarter, and they're in total control of this game.
What a tremendous threat that he is, and he's gaining more and more confidence that he's able to make some of these plays read plays. That if you're effective running the sweep and with the speed that De La Salle has, that certainly is evident. But if he's able to read when the defense leaves and opening internally and then pull the ball from the sweep runner or give the ball if the sweep is there, but pull the ball and then attack inside, what a great dual threat that is. The De La Salle running game is very, very complete. They've got about everything. They've had some misdirection, down blocking, and kick-outs. They've had read plays out of it. Passing game-wise, they've been a bit inconsistent, but their running game is just spectacular.
Kickoff coming. LeBrecht to handle that. See if he kicks it deeper. Once again, kicks it short. He's going to hit this one deep. It's fielded at the 5. Retreating now, back running right to the 10. Cut back 15, and that's Sterling out to about the 17 or 18 yard line, and that's where they'll start this possession. Will St. James trailing 20-0 in this one. And Iowa leads Iota 22-6 at halftime. That's the spell check game tonight.
The deeper kick that time allowed the coverage to do a much better job than on the sky kick. Even though the ball was kicked deep and to the right, St. James was going to try to attack the 4-man side, coverage side of De La Salle. They couldn't get all the way to the outside. Great coverage and staying in their lanes by the Cavaliers.
1st and 10, Wildcats of their own 18, twin backs, and the pitch is going to come left on the option and deep trouble. Nice cut the other way in room. 20, 25, 30, speed to the 40, to the 45, 50. Best play of the game for St. James, and it's a reversal of Fields for Jasmine. They made a great read as the initial option to the wide side wasn't there. He just reversed directions and made a great play.
A self-reverse, so to speak. They were running the option play to the left. Williams just sprinting to the left and then pitching to the tailback, Jasmine, who saw nothing there at all and really showed his speed as he reversed his field and ran a reverse up the right sideline. An excellent job by Tyron Jasmine.
36 yards and a first down to the De La Salle 46. St. James in business. And a fumble! And I think St. James got it back, but a botched handoff, unable to hold it, and then having to jump down and get it was Jasmine back about midfield.
Trying to give the ball to him on a sweep, going from right to left, stuck the ball in his stomach, but didn't secure the handoff, and the ball was on the ground, and Jasmine was able to fall back on it. No time for a negative play, though, after a really positive one on first down.
To midfield, it's 2nd and 14 for St. James. They cannot afford to play behind the chains against this Cavalier defense. Stepping up under pressure, and now Williams runs, and he'll fight forward to about the 47 for a gain of 3.
Because right now, De La Salle with 4 down linemen and 2 inside linebackers are completely thwarting the St. James rushing attack. St. James has 5 offensive linemen, a running back, and a quarterback, so they've got 7 potential players, and De La Salle's able to defend them with 6, so that means there's 5 in full-time pass defense. If you can defend the run with 6, you gain a significant advantage.
3 yards to the 47. It's 3rd down and 11 at the De La Salle 47 for St. James. Shotgun Williams, twin running backs next to him. Taking the snap, looking, he'll throw it outside, and it's going to be a pick 6. 50, 40, 30, won't catch him. You saw this coming. 56 yards, touchdown De La Salle. That is Noble Scott, and you could see it coming. What a play by Scott.
It's happened twice to the left side that it looked like it had an interception written all over it. But the receivers were able to latch on to the first 2, but not this one. It went right to the cornerback, and it was a free run all the way into the end zone.
56 yards for Noble Scott. And now the extra point attempt by LaBreche forthcoming.
But as you mentioned, you could see that coming. That was right directly at us on the left side, and there was no one between the quarterback and the corner.
Extra point by LaBreche is good. So with 7:35 to play in the third, De La Salle 27, St. James nothing.
That's one of those things that young quarterbacks, when you have a sophomore, will have a tendency to do. That was all hitches, where they had 3 receivers to the left, and it's his job to pick whichever hitch is the most open. He picked the outside guy that time. Unfortunately, the throw was there and went right to the cornerback, who, as we mentioned, 2 other times had gotten close, but that time he wasn't gonna miss that one, Ken, and that was really the backbreaker.
Big time. And just like that, 27-0, De La Salle now in total control of this game.
And even after the big run by Jasmine gave them some momentum, losing yardage on the handoff on the first down play got them behind schedule. So when they got the short gain on second down, it still left them off schedule, and right now they can't afford to be off of schedule. They've got to be in a circumstance where they could perhaps run or throw to try to gain the first down and not be predictable. They've got to do their best to keep De La Salle off bounds.
LaBreche will kick it off once more. He's had a lot of work at that.
Yeah, he's done a lot of work at that throughout the entire season, and that's one reason the Cavaliers are very good at this phase of the game. But you can see how the pressure that they put on you just wears down the opposition.
Kickoff sails deep, and it's going to go into the end zone for a touchback. And that's where St. James will take over at its own 20. 7:35 to play in the third. And right about now, they're trying to find something here that can give them some sort of positive response, because they're in deep trouble here.
And that's six and almost a half quarters that the Wildcats haven't scored either. They were shot out last week by Lutcher 32-0, and so far only had 1 drive and 1 play that they've been effective moving the football. So the Wildcats have been struggling offensively lately.
On first down from the 20-yard line, Williams in shotgun, and he throws it outside right. It's caught, but it's going to be a very short gain for Dante's Costly, maybe to the 23, which would give him 3 yards.
And they come back with the all hitch concept that all the receivers, 3 to the left, 1 to the right, we're all running hitches, and it's up to Williams to try to pick out which one is the most appropriate to throw it to. This time it was to the right side, and it was only a very short game, but it was still a completion to give the young sophomore some confidence. 2
yards to the 22, second and 8 yards to go. Williams taking the snap, option play left. And again, he reverses field, Jasmine, and he fights forward. Shed a tackle, got to about the 27, picked up 5, and did it on his own. And he's a young man. You've got to get the ball in his hands.
Absolutely, because he's shown some toughness there. Because once again, on that option play, going to the left once again, when he catches a pitch, the Cavaliers have the initial thrust completely defended. But he starts to reverse his field. That time saw a seam inside and darted right back up the field. So an excellent job by Tyron Jasmine. He's one of the few bright spots so far for St. James, and maybe he'll get the ball again.
3rd and 3 at the 27. De La Salle with an 8-man front. Snap it. Williams wants to throw it outside. 25, but tackled short of the first down. Only a gain of 1. Very fine defensive play. Jasmine the catch, but an excellent defensive play by Devontae LaBranche.
Great play by LaBranche, because that looked like it had a possibility of success. A little flare pass out to the left-hand side with some blockers out in front to Jasmine. But LaBranche did a great job of weaving through the traffic and making the tackle before he gets to the marker.
And we know De La Salle's probably not going to try to field the punt, although this time they drop a single deep. That's Earl Vincent. And it is McKinney to punt it away as the wind kicks up. Not been a major factor. It's just been a breeze tonight. St. James shifting to open their punt formation. De La Salle matches up. And And they're going to hold their ground. The kick is away. Wobbly kick, and again, De La Salle's not even going to think about fielding it inside the 40, inside the 35, and down to the 30. Listen, I think it's a sound strategy. When you know you're that much better than someone, with all due respect, don't take a chance of turning the ball over.
But at some point, you're going to have to catch those against superior opponents.
Sure.
So at a certain point, like right now, it's 27-0.
Right.
So I would consider fair catching it just to be able to catch the ball in a competitive atmosphere. If you don't want to return it, but go ahead and get some work, because in the future you're going to need somebody to be able to catch those, because that's just too big an advantage against equal opponents.
De La Salle starts from its 29 white pistol formation behind Gums. Now he slots slightly right of him and gets the call running right. Presses the hole, 35 and out to about the 36. Good run by White. He is some quick.
But going back to the punt catching, I certainly do understand the point that if you've been unreliable with that in the past, but just go ahead and let it go early in the game. I would just suggest that later in the game you go ahead and fair catch it so you get some practice catching it.
Gain of 8 to the 37. It's 2nd and 2 from that point for De La Salle with 4:40 and counting. Third quarter, they're up 27-0.
About the only thing that changed with the running backs, Ken, is the numbers. They've got some real quicks at all the runners.
Here's White on the carry, uses a good block, has a first down and more. 40, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, flag down, and he's down inside the 20, down to about the 18, but this could come back. It looked like a good block at the point of attack by Walter Johnson. White just used his block, waited, but hold everything. It's coming back.
That was a beautiful example of how to take your blocker to the block. Not only following the block, but he gets in a great relationship with the pulling lineman, and he takes the lineman to the block to where the lineman can be most effective, and then he waits and makes his cut after that. Beautiful relationship with a pulling lineman and White taking it around the corner. Gosh, he's a smart runner that is very instinctive as well.
Third penalty, 36 yards. It's 11 yards in nature. Spot foul back to the 26-yard line. So it's going to be 2nd and 13. Snap it. Back to pass. Looking. Gum steps up. He's going to throw it down the middle. Tipped and intercepted. 41. Back to the 40. 35, 30, 25, 20, and bumped out of bounds. Is Cameron Groves. Big play for St. James.
Well, Gums did a good job of stepping up with the pressure coming from the outside. Saw a receiver in the middle of the field, but had the ball tipped, and it was an easy interception as the ball got tipped right up in the air, and the defender was right there for the easy pick, and gosh, he knew what to do with it once it got in his hand.
Cameron Groves gets the interception, and there's a big play for St. James, and they're in business at the De La Salle 17-yard line with 3:55 to play in the third quarter.
And that time the receiver was surrounded by 5 defenders, so that was not a very good choice by Gums.
Off the chip pass, first turnover by De La Salle. Here's St. James with a chance in the red zone. And a quick throw outside is going to be blown up and hit for a loss. No chance on the play. Huge hit applied by Robert Lestrick, and paying for it was costly. It was costly for costly.
It was costly for costly for sure, but Lestrick did an excellent job out on the perimeter. The receiver who was assigned to block had absolutely no chance of stopping him from getting to the ball carrier. Beautiful form tackle at the perimeter.
2nd down and 14 from the 21. I'd say they used that play enough. It's not there. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Snap it. Williams wants to throw. Down the field, jump ball incomplete. Threw it behind the intended receiver, and it was tipped away. Tipped away nicely by Raekwon Thomas. Pass was intended for McKinney.
And there's a flag in the backfield. They're going to be roughing the passer.
Wow.
That will give St. James a first down. Excellent pass coverage in the secondary by the Cavaliers. Had the receiver surrounded from 3 different sides. Tried to St. James could only hope that he could out-jump them for the football. But the roughing the passer gives them a first down right at the 10-yard line.
The 11-yard line, a 10-yard penalty. Fourth on De La Salle for 46 yards and a first down just outside the 10 of the 11-yard line. So they can make a first down at the 1-yard line. Officials talking it over. Now we're ready to roll. On first down, Williams, the snap, going to run a speed sweep to the right, trying to get the corner Jasmine. He's not going to get there. Drilled out of bounds. Earl Vincent flying to the ball, drove into the turf for no gain.
Beautiful job of stringing the sweep out all the way to the boundary. Jasmine was flying from left to right, trying to get outside the perimeter of the defense. But not only was the perimeter secure, but the pursuit angles of the rest of the defense was spot on. There was no place for Jasmine to go. And then he was met rudely at the boundary.
He lost a yard to the 12. It's second down and 11 from the 12-yard line. Williams in shotgun, wide side, left side of the field, takes the snap. Man over to the 5, touchdown, St. James. Touchdown for Dantes Costley, and the Wildcats capitalize on the turnover. They cut the deficit to 27-6, and that stops their scoring skid.
That gets things back on track after 6 quarters. 6 quarters and 9.5 minutes here in this quarter being shut out. That time an excellent job of play action from right to left, and then the receiver to the right. Costley gets inside position on the corner. Williams pulled up right after the fake and hit him right in the chest to where he could turn and get the ball in the end zone.
And St. James will go for 2. Williams in shotgun, takes the snap, rolls to the right side, throws back in the end zone, and a catch is made. He's got it. And the 2-point conversion is good. And it's a 27-8 ball game, just like that. Nice throw and catch, and that is Kirtland Johnson on the catch.
That's a couple of nice-looking receivers when you're looking at the 6-foot Dantes Costley, who scored the touchdown, and Kirtland Johnson at 6 feet, also 175 pounds. That's 2 very, very nice looking receivers on the perimeter, giving good targets to DeMarcus Williams.
Well, that's a 4-play, 17-yard drive. 1:26 off the clock. Taking advantage of the turnover. Williams to Costley for the touchdown. Williams to Kirtland Johnson for the extra point. And it's 27-8.
And it gives them some encouragement. And that's something that we've noted, Ken, week after week, how the kids keep playing. That's something that I've just been so encouraged about, enthusiastic, watching how these young players don't hang their head, they just keep playing. And now De La Salle, even though they're in control of the game, they're challenged a bit at this point, and this is going to be a test to see how they react after something has gone against them. So let's see how the Cavaliers bounce back after giving up their first score in 4 games.
Kickoff is short, fielded at the 22. White to the 30, White to the 35, and tripped up just barely. He was about to break out of the pack, down at about the 38.
He is quick as a hiccup because he got the short kick and went straight up the field, saw a seam, made a little cut to the right-hand side, and you could see it opening up. If somebody doesn't get a hand on his shoestrings, he's got a chance of taking it to the house. But he's exciting every time he gets his hands on the ball.
And now De La Salle from its own 37 with 2:23 to play in the third, leading 27-8. Snap it, gonna run it right, and there's room. 40, 45, 50, cut back 45, keeps his feet, another great cut it down to the St. James 45, make it the 35-yard line in the first. Ward, what a run by Ward.
Beautiful run, running from left to right, running the sweep play to the right, finding the alley to the right-hand side, and then making a good cut back to the middle of the field. And it took a great effort by the pursuit to be able to get him stopped inside the 35-yard line. We have a St. James player down right now, right at the end of the run, but a really, really fine run.
It's 28 yards to the St. James 35. Injured player stopping the clock with 2:12 to play in the third quarter. 27-8 Cavaliers lead. And can't spot the injured player right now. They're leaning over him, so we can't see the number. Not that we can see the numbers anyway.
No, you really
Okay,
don't.
Gailey. All right, here's your chance. You were the head coach at St. James for 19 years. Did you ever have yellow numbers?
No.
Thank you.
In fact, I learned and the suppliers have got to help with this as well. I remember Audrey Claymore was one of the salesmen in our area, and I went to a jersey show in Thibodaux. And there was a jersey there. It was an Oklahoma State jersey. It had an orange number. I go, boy, that really looks good. Maybe that's what we ought to get, something like that in bright gold with the on the white jersey. And Audrey goes, Coach, let me tell you something. It looks good in here, but it'll never look good on the field. And I remembered that forever. So we always had black numbers on the white jersey, black numbers on the gold jersey.
Thank you.
Because no matter how thick you make the border, and the gold numbers are outlined in black, but no matter how thick you make it, you can't see the number.
No.
And another small thing, as far as expense, if you have the two-color numbers, you're charged for two numbers, because the process is that they got to lay one number and then they lay the other number over that to get the two-color numbers. So you charge twice as much. So we just went simply with black on white. We'd like our players' numbers to be evident.
DeQuincy Robinson is the injured player, holding his chest area as he comes out of the game.
He might have gotten landed on.
Could have been.
And pushed down into the turf.
Could be the wind knocked out of him. We hope that's all it is. He'll take to the bench. 1st and 10 Cavaliers at the St. James 35 as play resumes. Snap it. Run it inside right. Nice cut. 30. Tripped up near the first down at the 25 is Miles Ward. Boy, he's impressive.
Yes, indeed. Here the De La Salle offensive line is responding to the challenge, and that's what we wanted to see. How they were going to respond to something going against them. And here with a couple of really good runs by Miles Ward, they're certainly responding.
To the 26 at 2nd and 1. They just have so much speed all over the field, don't they?
Yes, indeed. They just come at you and wave.
You and I do a lot of games, and team speed-wise, they're as fast as anyone we've seen.
Exactly. The only thing that changes are the numbers of the ball carriers. They all look like they have equal amounts of speed.
2nd and 1, motion White. He's going to get it on a speed sweep right. He gets the corner, cuts back on a great block. He's at the 15-10 and dives down for a first down inside the 10, down to about the 7-yard line. First down and goal to go. Good block by Aaron Marquez on the corner.
Yes, sir. Aaron Marquez and also Miles Ward leading him around the corner on the speed sweep coming from the wide receiver position. And Ward also showed that he not only runs hard, but he'll block hard for his buddies as well. So the Cavaliers continue to respond with powerful running and a lot of speed.
17 yards and a first and goal with the 9 under a minute to play in the third quarter. Cavaliers in business trying to answer the St. James score. The running back is Ward. And we get whistles and delay of game on De La Salle. Well, you mentioned they've bogged down in this area quite a bit in this game.
Well, and they've been going at a good, steady pace. And after a good run that they got to get down there, you figured they'd be right back at the line of scrimmage ready to go. But bogged down.
So a penalty, 5 yards to the 14, 1st and goal from that point. Ward, the running back, and he will get the call. Bounced it outside. Now cuts back at the 10. He's at the 5, and he's down to about the 3. Miles Ward, another very good run. He just explodes into the hole.
And an excellent job by Jeremiah James, the left guard on the play. He pulled, and they got some pressure off the edge. The Wildcats came with an extra rusher off the edge, but James, the right guard, was able to pull and kick it out.
2nd and goal from the 4 after the gain of 10. Ward is the deep back. Gums with St. James jumping into the neutral zone. That should be on the Wildcats, and it is, and that'll be half the distance to the 2.
That's the first time I believe that they jumped off sides tonight. They've held their patience pretty well, but De La Salle is getting ready to put the clincher in right here.
And 3 penalties, 17 yards, and that'll be the end of the third quarter. We'll check in with Randy when we return at the end of 3. It is De La Salle 27, St. James 8. This is De La Salle Cavaliers football on WGSO 990 AM, WGSO.com, and at SportsNola.com. Second and goal from the St. James 2-yard line. Ken Trahan, Rick Randy Pistorius will check in with Randy after De La Salle does something here. Here's Gums, tight end slots right, running inside, hitting the backfield and dropped. No gain, maybe a loss of a yard as Ward. St. James was all over that with penetration.
Great pressure coming off the edge. The Cavaliers trying to run from right to left, but the right outside defender came screaming off the edge to really meet at the mesh. So the quarterback, running back, defender all met at one place, and a loss ensued.
Yeah, third and goal at the 3, a loss of 1. Ward still the deep back. Gums shotgun. Snap it. They're going to run Ward right. He's hit. Fights to the 2. The 1. He dives in. Touchdown, Miles Ward. He was not going to be denied there.
No, good blocking on the right-hand side. The Cavaliers went with more of an unbalanced look to that particular side. A good initial surge away from the pressure coming off the left side of the Cavaliers offense, and great second effort by Miles Ward. He seems to be slightly stronger than the other runners, but all of them have great speed and quickness and determination.
So LeBreche for the extra point. Thomas the holder. High snap. Thomas got it down. Kick is up, and it is good. 11-17 to play in the game. It is now De La Salle 34 and St. James 8.
Well, they certainly did respond to the challenge that the Wildcats threw at them, so that's something that certainly is going to be encouraging for Coach Manali, that the offensive line and the determination of the running backs really showed at that particular time, because they were challenged and then responded beautifully to it. So that they certainly passed their test. And LeBreche, once again, knocking the extra point through as a sophomore, gets great height on his extra points as well. So he's not only been very accurate, but he's been able to get quick elevation as well. That certainly bodes well for them in the future.
Well, it really does. And that was a pretty definitive answer there after the mistake that they made, right?
Absolutely. That's exactly what they needed to do to reestablish not only their dominance in this particular football game, but psychologically to show that they could bounce back when things didn't go their way. Their own turnover, and then they couldn't stop the other team, and then they gave up a 2-point conversion as well. Then to be able to take the kickoff and to be as dominant as they were is very encouraging for the Cavaliers.
Here's the kickoff by LeBreche. He hits it deep. It's going to be returnable from the 7. Running right across the formation. Sterling to the 10, 15, 20 as a whole, 25, 30. Good return by Sterling to about the 32.
And that's a name that I'm familiar with as well. Dwayne Sterling was a safety my first 2 years at St. James, and then played quarterback when we got to the finals in '94, and that's his son.
And now St. James will start from its own 32 with 11:07 to play, trailing 34-8.
And now let's see if the Wildcats can build on what they did in the last drive when they were able to score after the De La Salle turnover. Have good enough field position to do whatever they want to from this point.
From their own 32-yard line, snap it, rolling left. Williams stops, throws outside, intercepted to the 28, and that's going to be a touchdown. Returning it for the score, 28 yards, is Josh Paul, and De La Salle's lead is 40-8.
That one was thrown right to him. Sprint out to the left-hand side, and then he tried to throw a short pass. But the receiver that was most open was Josh Paul. He just stepped right up, ball went, hit him right in the chest, and there was nothing but turf between he and the end zone. So a real, one of the worst throws that Williams has made tonight. He's done a lot of good things, but DeMarcus that time threw it right to Josh Paul.
So the big interception return for a score. The second pick six for De La Salle in the game, and the extra point is good by LaBreche. And with 10:58 to play, 41-8 De La Salle on top. Let's check in with Randy Pistorius on the De La Salle sideline. Randy, it's got to be going well down there.
I mean, Ken, it's amazing. I mean, it's like I said in the beginning, there was a renaissance starting. I mean, this is just capitalizing more on the renaissance in De La Salle under Coach Manali. The atmosphere is school. I'll be here tonight. It's just an electric atmosphere here tonight down here on the sideline at Gormley.
All right, thanks, Randy. So with 10:58 to play, De La Salle now in total command, 41-8. You don't see two pick sixes in a game very often, Rick.
No, you don't, and that's one of the hazards of having a sophomore pressed into service as your quarterback, that he's going to do a lot of good things, but usually when he makes a mistake, when a sophomore quarterback of a spread attack makes a mistake, it turns out to be something in dramatic fashion. It doesn't take many. So he's competed well and done some good things tonight, but two bad throws have yielded 2 touchdowns for the Cavalier defense. But that's what the Cavalier defense does as well. They just keep putting pressure on you and pressure on you and pressure on you, and then pounce on your mistakes, and that's exactly what happened.
And LaBreche will tee it up again.
Once again, he tees it up on the right-hand side, just to the right of the center of the field. You have 6 coverage men to his right, 4 to his left.
Kickoff sailing by Sterling at the 4. Again, comes across the formation, running sideways, looking for a hole, cuts back 15, 20, and out to about the 23-yard line. And that's where St. James will try it this time.
Outstanding kickoff, went all the way between the numbers and the sideline to the right side of the Cavalier kickoff team. They're trying, the Wildcats are trying to get to where the numbers are smaller, but De La Salle had time enough to get in, get down the field and force Sterling back to the inside. He made a very nice cut to get the ball the 23-yard line.
He did indeed, and St. James is trying to find something on offense here. It's been tough against this swarming De La Salle defense. On their own 23, snap it, gonna run it inside. Fighting hard for about 4, good run. He's just lowering his shoulder and driving forward for 4 was Trigg. And it's going to be 2nd and 6.
And that's one of the tricky parts of running spread attack, as St. James does, both teams do. That you try to spread the defense out and try to take advantage of matchups, but sometimes the matchups aren't there.
2nd and 6 at the 27. Williams gives it off and out to about the 30. A gain of 3, maybe 4 as he fought forward again for another yard to the 31. And we'll try to pick out the number again. It's just so hard. That is Jasmine.
Good hard running internally and good second effort by the offensive line, because it looked like they were stopped for a very short game, but the offensive line kept their feet moving, got a secondary surge to get them within 2 yards of a first down.
3rd and 2 from the 31. Jasmine and Sterling in the backfield with Williams trying to move the chains here. Wide side, right side of the field. Snap it. Option play right. Trying to get the corner. Jasmine cuts back first down to the 35. He's still on his feet to the 40. Nice cut. The 45-46. Good run. About 15 for Jasmine. He's good.
There's some quick feet there. The Wildcats have gone to a two-back set out of their shotgun type of attack, and that time it was just dive option. That he faked the dive or the zone play to the back to his right. Jasmine was the back to his left, got in a pitch relationship, and after the fake inside was able to run an option play, and he in the open field can be exciting.
1st and 10 from the 46-yard line. Snap it. And the option play left. Jasmine fumbles. The pitch still loose. De La Salle's got it. At about the St. James 45-yard line, the fumble recovery by 33 Marvin Nunez. And that is the 4th turnover for St. James in the game.
And they're just continuing to mount. That time running the dive option play, this time to the left-hand side. And the pitch relationship was never there. The defender came quickly at the quarterback. Probably should have given the ball on the dive, but still had the opportunity to pitch it. But the relationship was much too close, and the ball hit the running back, Jasmine, right in the chest, and it bounced away and was easily recovered by the Cavaliers.
7:54 to play in the game. De La Salle in business again at the St. James 46-yard line. And they'll have a new quarterback in the game. Cavaliers go to Hunter Polizano, the quarterback. Polizano the snap, and this was ugly from the start. They gone with backups, and you could see right away they didn't have any timing. That'd be a false start.
And some of the coaches that we know Ken, would go, that's why y'all are backups.
There you go.
There you go. And this is great experience for these young guys. 7.5 minutes left. These are the guys that are going to be playing in the future. May get called on later this year. We've seen plenty of replacement players that have had to get in. So times like this are valuable learning experiences for everybody.
New receivers in the game. That's right. Polizano's a freshman. He's got Warren in the backfield with him. That helps. 1st and 15 from the De La Salle 49. St. James blitzing. Polizano keeps right. He's going to get 5, 6, 7, 8 all the way down to the 43 of St. James. So Polizano gets 8 yards.
Really nice fake internally. Drew the defense to the inside. Polizano was able to take it along the right side and get him back on schedule. Good
so
ball.
A gain of 8. It's 2nd down and 7. The 43 of St. James. Clock running, 6:35 to play. When this one's over, Randy Pistorius will interview the winning head coach, Ryan Manali. We'll try to get a couple of stars of the game. Well, you can take your pick in this one for De La Salle. A lot of those, but we'll talk with the winners when it's over. Polizano. The snap. And a fumble, and St. James has it muffed at the 50. It's going to go the distance. All the way the other way, 50-yard return, and that's going to be a touchdown for the St. James Wildcats. And the whistle's blowing everywhere as the touchdown return by... All right, who's number 2? They switched numbers because you can tell me that. Because that was Narcisse. He got hurt. Remember, they told you somebody was changed to number 2. Who was it?
I think that was John Lewis. Yes, that was John Lewis.
John Lewis. Okay, so John Lewis with a touchdown, 50 yards. Officials talking it over. It was a muff, but the ball bounced up, and Lewis recovered. Now they're still talking. And they're still talking. I'm not sure why.
I don't know either.
What could this be about? Would be a 50-yard return for a touchdown.
Trying to see, is that
a flag? I don't see any flag. Looking on the far side, I don't see anything. And they're still talking. So we just have to wait for this to be sorted out.
It seemed like it was somewhat simple in that the ball was fumbled, pops right up in the air to Lewis.
Right. Bounced to him right at the 50-yard line.
So we got, let's see, we have the De La Salle. We have a De La Salle group huddled at midfield. we have the St. James group huddled on the sideline.
Right. I mean, it looks to me like De La Salle thinks this is coming back to midfield.
And the officials are huddled up over at the 8-yard line. So we got one thing. We got huddles.
Well, what do you think? This is a lack of a rules interpretation, or what do you think we're talking about here?
This one, I don't know. I mean, unless there was an inadvertent whistle. I didn't hear a whistle.
No, I mean, it was just a fumble on the play.
So
and let's see what they decide.
It's taken 7 of them to figure out.
Personal foul on St. James. So that's going to be the call.
But they get the ball.
Well, they should get the ball. Personal foul was on St. James. They pointed the way of St. James, not the way of De La Salle. Dwayne Jenkins wants an explanation. Would be the second turnover on De La Salle. And Coach Jenkins wants an explanation, and understandably so.
Yeah, he deserves one here because that looked about as simple as it could be.
So they're going to mark this off to the St. James 37-yard line. And I don't know about how you mark it to the 37. The ball was recovered in midfield, so it should be to 35. I mean, I know what I saw. But 37 is where they mark it. And I guess it's going to be St. James ball.
Yeah, they're still giving the fumble recovery as we're getting a chance to watch the replay here. No, it's not the replay. I haven't.
So they're going to give St. James the ball. No touchdown. Take the points off the board. 6:07 to play. St. James will start from its own 38 now, so I guess it was a 12-yard penalty.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, this is unusual.
So a 1st and 10 from the 38. Run it right. And Jasmine to the 40, 42, 43 picks up 5.
Good.
Jasmine gets 5. 2nd and 5. Whistle's low again. Why, I don't know. And they're talking again.
Here we go. We got more meetings.
I did not see a flag. Still don't see one unless they picked it up already. Right about now, this is one of those you like to wind that clock and get it moving. I think both sides would feel that way.
Yeah, and I don't see a whole lot that's preventing anybody from keeping it going. I don't
either. Okay, personal foul, this time De La Salle, so there was a flag.
Well, now there's personal foul on both of them.
Both teams, so it's offsetting. Okay, so keep playing.
Why throw 2 flags? Don't throw any and just call one on each
side. So keep playing. There you go. Wind the clock and roll. 5:25 and counting. 2nd and 5, St. James at their own 43-yard line.
Everybody's willing for that to happen, for sure.
And let's blow the whistles again. So they do. I'm getting.
Yeah,
I'm getting to know that whistle sound pretty well. So now what's the discussion?
Put the ball down and play, fellas. Let's go.
Okay. And I think we're going to get a snap here. 2nd and 5 from the 43. Williams the snap. Gives to Treg, running left, runs hard across the 45. He's still on his feet. He fights hard about midfield and has a 1st down for St. James.
Good read that time. They're running some triple option out of split backs and the shotgun. That time was reading the defensive end as they were riding the ball to the dive back. And the end came up the field, so he gave the ball. And solid game.
7 yards to midfield and a 1st down. As we approach 4:30 to play. 41-8. De La Salle on top. And here's a run right into the teeth of the defense and fighting for 2, maybe 3 yards before he's driven back. And that's where they'll mark it at about the 47-yard line. This was Sterling on the carry.
And that's what they're trying to establish, what they can perhaps do in the future. And they may have found something in this dive option type of affair that they have here with 2 backs, 3 wide receivers out of the shotgun.
2nd down and 7 for the 47 of De La Salle. Under 4 minutes to play. Snap it, fake it, wants to throw, is going to go deep. A man is open, got it. Beautiful throw, touchdown. 47-yard touchdown throw on the pass completion to Dante's Costley. And just like that, St. James pulls to within 41-14.
Dante's Costley's had a couple of good catches in this game. That time, there was the same look out of the two backs and faking the run and then being able to throw it over the top, going in the opposite direction. Excellent throw and catch between Williams and Dante's Costley. Yeah, they're going for two again.
Yes, they will.
Putting the ball in the middle of the field. Three wide receivers to the right, one to the left, one to the right.
And rolling left and throwing. Got it. 2-point conversion is good. Jasmine the catch. And with 3:43 to play, it's 41-16.
That time with the three wide receivers to the left and also the running back to the left as well. The three receivers ran down the field, and Jasmine was able to slip in the flat wide open. Got the ball dumped to him by Williams. He takes it in for the second 2-point conversion of the evening. 3:43 to go. See if St. James is going to try to kick it deep, or if they're going to onside kick it. Do something to that they can get some work on right now as well in the kicking game.
A nice job there by St. James. You got to like the way they've continued to compete.
Yes, indeed. They certainly have. Even after the apparent touchdown on the fumble recovery, and they keep the ball but get penalized back inside the 35-yard line and move the ball down the field, hit a big pass play. So there's some light at the end of the tunnel for the Wildcats. And just as you said, Ken, I'm always encouraged when young people don't hang their heads, don't do something disruptive. They just keep playing the game. And if the officials just put the ball down and let them play, these kids will play.
Yes, they will.
And
the kickoff, and he missed it. He tried to kick it onside, and he missed the ball. Oh, my. That's one he's not going to want to see on the replay. That'll be a 5-yard penalty on St. James. Holy cow. Oh, my.
Yes, because he tried. I believe he tried to pass the ball up with his kicking foot, and then was just going to try to top it with his left foot, which is his off foot, and whiffed. Stroke at distance. You gotta get.
McMain leads Clark 28-12 at the half.
Because they were going to try a slow rolling onside. They tightened up everybody and were trying to get ahead of the kicker, De La Salle, in a modified onside prevent.
Here we go again. The onside kick bounced up the middle. Easy recovery for the Cavaliers at about their own 48-yard line. Bird has defeated Green Oaks 41-12. That's a final score. So the Yellow Jackets roll on.
Looks like they're getting back on track.
They are indeed.
As we suspected that they would.
And the clock will run. I think running time now is the decision on both sides.
That would make sense.
De La Salle will simply try to run out the clock here. And again, we'll have Randy Pistorius talk to the winning coach, Ryan Manali. And Randy, need to get Ryan to line up a couple of guests. Julian Gums, the quarterback, would be good. Somebody from the defense too, right, Rick?
Yes.
Maybe one of the pick six guys. Perhaps Josh Ball and take a knee. That's what Polizano does. They cannot run out the clock here. So it's a little bit early to take a knee, but I understand why they're doing it. Loss of 3. Second. I mean, now very sportsmanlike here, and understandably so. So we'll see if we get Josh Paul, number 4, and get Julian Gums, number 10. Paul, the pick 6, 28-yard interception return. Comes a touchdown pass, and he also rushed for 94 yards and a touchdown. Or not a touchdown pass, just rushed for 94 yards and a touchdown, and threw for 63 yards. To give you some perspective, here's a 2nd and 13, and Polizano's in shotgun, so I don't think he'll take a knee here. I guess he will.
Yeah.
Victory formation, so they'll take another knee.
This is the modern-day victory formation, Ken, that you and I are not familiar with in the least. That you line up just like you would when the quarterback is taking the snap directly from the center, and he's flanked by two running backs and then another defender deep in case there's a snafu. But now they're doing it out of shotgun because they don't take any snaps from under the
they don't. What is this football today? So third down from the 42 and 16. You're going to do it again. You can rest assured.
Yeah, they're not going to do anything other than that.
Nope. I don't know if they'll punt either. Well, Lozano will take the knee.
Because the closest they can get, the officials are smartly taking their time spotting the football.
Sure. And now they will have to take another knee, and they're just going to give the ball back to St. James. The question is, will St. James try to score? Because De La Salle's not going to punt here. And why St. James is dropping safeties deep, I don't know. I think you just want to press the line of scrimmage is all you want to do here. They're just going to take a knee. That's obvious.
You snap it right at the end of the 25-second clock. And
should be with just under 40 seconds left in the game. And Lozano takes the knee, so they'll turn it over on downs. And St. James will start from the De La Salle 34. And we'll see if they want to try to do something here.
And they're letting the clock.
They're just going to let the clock run. Or are they? No, they changed. They stopped it with 25 seconds left to change possession. They were playing running time.
And they let the clock run even after the quarterback took a knee. They let it run a good 10 seconds. So I thought that they were just going to let it keep it running.
But they don't. And it's at the De La Salle 34 with 25 seconds left, and it still stops, so not running clock. They didn't wind the clock yet, so that tells me I don't understand. Running clock's running clock. This isn't running clock. And St. James will run a play running right to the corner. 35-30, cut back 25, and wrapped up at about the 24 near a first down. What might be the last play of the game was Jasmine. So that ought to do it. Jasmine picks up about 10, and this one is going to go final as the De La Salle Cavaliers have defeated the St. James Wildcat by the score of 41-16.
Solid victory by the Cavaliers, especially in the second half. Really settled in and got down to playing the kind of football that they're capable of playing. Challenged by the Wildcats in spots, and the Cavaliers responded quite nicely to that. So a good, solid win for the Cavaliers, but still plenty to work on, and that's going to be a benefit to Coach Manali, because when you can win a game and you've got plenty of things to work on, that's where you can really make some improvement, because the players have got to focus on making the corrections, on what went wrong, what they can do better, and that's when you can really get some upward movement. So a good win for the Cavaliers.
All right. Well, Randy needs to get in position to get Ryan Manali as quickly as possible. Then we'll try to get Ryan to get him Julian Gums, the quarterback. Josh Paul, the defense back, who had a 28-yard pick six. And get a few thoughts from those guys as we get set to wrap it up. You got to get in position, Randy. Go, Randy, go. You got to tell him to sprint, Rick. There you go.
Giddy up, baby.
He's just getting there. Come on, dude. All right, he's got Ryan Manali now, so we're going to head down right now to Randy Pistorius with Ryan Manali. Go ahead, Randy.
Josh Paul.
Go ahead, Randy.
Hey, guys. I'm here with Coach Ryan Manali. You know, Coach, 116 win on a Thursday night edition special. This driver seat with a big matchup in 2 weeks with Lutcher facing. Talk about tonight's game. Talk about your next week in Salle Academy, and talk about the upcoming matchup against Lutcher.
Very proud of the outcome. There's no doubt about that. You know, there's a lot of things that we didn't have in the last few weeks that we're going to have to fix on film, and I think it's probably, you know, just how we played the last few weeks. We got amped up. Very, very proud of that. Very proud of the outcome. You know, and overall, I'm proud of how we played.
Thank you, Coach. Josh, you had a big interception tonight, a couple big plays. Talk about your INTs and how you think you're going to do next couple weeks.
It all starts up front with the D-line. You know, we get our spark from the D-line. If they come out hot, we come out hot. You know, I just get my reads, go through the motion. You know, I need to play.
Thank you. Julian, you stepped into the starting role midway through the season. Talk about it and talk about your play next couple weeks with those two big games versus Salle and Lusher coming up.
I think when we play against Lusher, it's gonna be full quarter, just like we got.
All right, Randy, thanks. As we break it up a little bit there, but a solid performance by De La Salle tonight as they get it done over St. James by the score of 41-16. Good effort by the Cavaliers tonight. We'll take a break here. Rick and I will be back to put a wrap on this in just a moment. This is De La Salle Cavaliers football on WGSO 990 AM, WGSO.com, and through Sports Note.